Self. My patience is very limited. Either submit to me or die. Choose a path. Proficient in verbal evasion, right? You're scared to think of me like that, aren't you? Oh, if you really can manipulate missiles, then you can try showing me and prove your strength. If you really have this ability, I'll hang out with you. It's not shameful. Do you know how important this thing is now? How could we experiment and show you? Zhang Yi, please stop playing tricks on me. I've said before that I don't have any patience anymore. This old thing really doesn't seem to be lying. But who can guarantee that in the end, these people are best at disguising and lying? Can you give me a few days to think about it? Don't play tricks. Delaying time is meaningless. You've been waiting for so long. Are you still 2 or 3 days away? I'll only give you 1 day. If you don't surrender after 1 day, I'll level your shelter. I hope that guy knows how to surrender to me. I really don't want to waste this precious opportunity on him. There's only 1 day, right? I can't afford it, can't I even hide? Does he really have that thing in his hand? If he really had it, he should have used it a long time ago. It's impossible to wait until now when all the soldiers have been defeated before taking it out. Although he doesn't have it in his hands, the military district adjacent to Tianhai City must have the authority to control missiles. Chen Xinyan's status in Tianhai City is not low. It's not impossible for him to have the means to get that thing. Tianhai City. The most crucial thing is that whether what he said is true or false, I cannot risk our lives. So everyone, hurry up and pack your things. Let's run away. Are we going back to Yahello community? That's right, we'll move there first and then we'll talk about it. Putting safety first. It's a pity that I haven't been staying here for a few days yet. Don't sigh in a hurry. We don't know if he has a missile in his hand yet. At least you have to fulfill your agreement with me before departure. Of course it will, but the whole matter still requires you, Teacher Liang, to personally go to Shishan Base and take another risk. Within Shishan Base. I didn't expect that the virus Xinshin implanted earlier helped me bypass the base's identity recognition and saved me a lot of effort. I never expected that Liang Yu would defect. Not only did she abandon such good conditions, but she also left these poor students here without care. Shoo, don't publicize this. We're just hearsay. That group of young people didn't know they were selected for the renovation experiment in advance because of this. Not entirely so. After all, when it comes to conducting human experiments, young and energetic individuals have the highest success rate. I have returned to the Shishan base and now I need to leave with the students as soon as possible. I need your help. Find a way to plug the chip I gave you into any computer in the network center of the base. Once we have complete control over the network of Shishan base, we can help you escape. It's not easy to achieve this. It's really difficult to enter the heavily guarded information department and insert a chip into a computer. But as long as the information network of Shishan base can be hacked, the entire base can be paralyzed for a period of time. This is the only chance. Liang Yuan Yuan. Okay, I will complete this task. I hope you remember what you promised me when the time comes. Zhang Yi. Please provide some food and temporary shelter. Of course, that's not a problem. The information department is also located in the Second Life warehouse, which is over 500 meters away from where I live. I never expected to return to my old profession after so many years. When I was a bodyguard in that place, I received professional training. If Liang Yu can really succeed, then we will have great initiative in the future confrontation with Shishan base. The most crucial thing is that we can steal all their intelligence and know their trump cards. I also want to see if they have the ability to mobilize missiles. After all, in the current situation, there is a huge gap in the organizational strength of strategic armed forces. And the threat to us is incomparable, isn't it, brother? That's right, that's the meaning. Unknown forces are the most worrying, but once we know their cards, at least we know how to deal with them. Alas. What's wrong? Combustible. Worried about something. I'm worried that Teacher Liang, who is in such a dangerous place, will have to carry out such a dangerous task again. What if she gets caught? Sorry, I'm not very concerned about her life or death. Yoshinobu has her own heavenly minister, Teacher Liang, who is so kind that even the heavens will bless her. Well, Mr. Liang, such a good person, will definitely be fine. I have to say that the innocence on this little girl is truly nostalgic. Yahello community. There are no signs of activity in the surrounding area, and most of the other people in the community have already died. Ha ha ha, we haven't seen each other for a while. It's really great that you're all okay. It has been so long since the arrival of the frozen apocalypse until now. Knowing you were coming, I had already vacated all the rooms. Although there are few people, it's always okay to squeeze in when the house is big enough. Is it more lively like this? Can we gather 2 sets of mahjong tiles together? How has the situation been in the community recently? Almost all of them died, right? Did they come over and steal you without knowing their lives? Nothing can be hidden from your eyes. After you left, a while later, they thought it was safe and ran over to find me. At first, they were talking to me about favors and begging me to pity them, but as you know, after that month of the apocalypse, we are no longer saints, so we simply refused them. It is as expected. Those people later became desperate and wanted to be tough, so I sent them all away. But there is still a group of people alive. Impossible. How can the people inside survive without relying on external resources? It's true, and you're very familiar with those people. It's the group led by Li Jian from Building 18. Li Jian. Do you know what their situation is? I'm not quite sure about this. Didn't you say back then that I didn't need to have too much contact with them to avoid being backstabbed by them? They are afraid of you and dare not come over, and I am also unwilling to take risks, so I have never had any contact with them. But I always see the shadow of living people in that unit building, so I knew they were still alive. Go back and take a look at this old friend. What's the situation on your end now? Did you encounter any danger? The process goes like this. What? They plan to use missiles. I'm not sure if he's cheating on me or if he really is, but for safety reasons, I've decided to temporarily come and hide for a while. Most likely it's fake. Once we confirm its safety, we will go back. I think since you're here, it's better to stay a little longer. This kind of thing can't be careless. How about this? I'll give you back this safe house, and Jaime and I will move in next door. Why are you saying that? You can live in this house with peace of mind. Do you think I still need a house now? You can make up your mind about this matter. Anyway, as long as you're willing to stay here for a longer time, we'll be happier together. The grudge between Shishan Base and me cannot be resolved. Unless I completely distance myself from this place, Chen Xinyan will find a way to kill me and take everything from my hands whenever he has the opportunity. Everything is not up to anyone. Although I just want to live a peaceful life, no one wants to offend me. Why does trouble always come to me? It's not because you have too many good things in your hands. You see, I don't have any trouble in this area now. Of course, compared to you, my quality of life is also much worse. This is how the world is. It's good, it's missed, it's bad, and it's looked down upon. Even if you haven't done anything, you can't resist the envy of others. If only I had enough strength to take down that damn Shishan base. By the way, there was a group of very strange people around here a while ago. I don't know if this news is useful to you. They are a group of people similar to ascetics, with at least a few hundred of them. There are so many people. At first, I was also worried that they were here to steal things, but those people didn't seem to have any malicious intent. I only found out after getting in touch with them that these people are followers of a religion called Baishue. Snow worship sounds like ancient people feared natural disasters and worshipped them as gods. From thunder god, rain god, water god to plague god. Now even snow god has it. But those people are indeed somewhat unusual. Their leader is called Dafa, and he found me and immediately saw through the fact that I am an alien. And he also said he could help me develop superpowers to make me stronger. This person is highly likely to be a scammer, and it's not surprising to find out that you're an alien. It's possible that I saw you using your abilities occasionally outside. Even if he's real, why would he help you for no reason? I thought the same way back then. After all, you said we couldn't trust the kindness of strangers, so I rejected him. That's right. But it seems like you went to the community again to find other people, and I don't know what happened. Are you saying that those self-proclaimed snow worshippers went to find Li Jian and the others? I think so, right? I'm going out for a trip. Are you going to Building 18? Do you want me to come with you? No need, they're just a group of ordinary people. There's nothing to worry about. Zhang Yi, where are you going? I'm going to meet some old friends. Building 18. Zhang Yi has returned. This is terrible now. We had to fight with him for a long time before we finally saw hope of survival. Why did he appear again? If he finds out about that, everyone in our entire building will die. I'll go talk to him. Don't act impulsively, even if the whole building is together, it's not his match. If I have a long and short story, don't think about avenging me. Just protect our last hope here. That's Li Jian. Li Jian, it's been a long time. I didn't expect you to be alive. Zhang Yi, you are Zhang Yi, right? Well, it's me. It's a miracle that there are still so many people alive in your unit building after I've been away for over a month. How did you do it? Mainly relying on the grain seeds you left behind. What? You really brought those grains to life. I won't talk about what kind of food can be harvested and supplied to you for a month in such cold weather. It seems that mutant people have also appeared in your unit building. Sorry, we didn't protect the child you left behind. I know you're very angry, but we've done our best under these conditions. If you want to kill me, then kill me, but please don't hurt anyone else. They are innocent. Li Jian, you can't die. If you die, none of us have any hope of surviving. It's our fault that Zhang Yi didn't feed the child you sent us well, but Li Jian is our hope. Please let him go and let me die for him. If you want revenge, take my life. Anyway, I have enough to live. Let me kill you. I am single and not afraid of death. You guys. Who said I want you to die? We didn't feed the child you sent over, so you can't forgive us, can you? It turns out that Cheryl May's child has died. Indeed, there are not so many miracles in this world. A baby in swaddling clothes is too fragile, even in times of peace. It is easy to get sick, let alone under the extremely cold temperatures of the Ice Age. These people are afraid because they think that child is important to me, but I just don't want to be a burden. What happened is irreparable. I know there's nothing you can do about this. Don't take it to heart. I want to know how you survived until now and what exactly you rely on. Tell me in detail, I'm curious. You can come and see with your own eyes all of this, and I will explain it to you slowly. Okay, go take a look. Since receiving the seeds you gifted us, we have tried various methods to help them take root, sprout, and grow. But after trying, the results were not very good. The seeds were also abundant, and even if they survived, their vitality was very weak. At one point, we were already desperate and even considered organizing a group of suicide squads to go out and search for food. But at this moment, a group of self-proclaimed snow worshippers arrived. What Bai Shui taught you is that you are able to survive now because you have received their help. Their people came to me and said they could help us survive and give me extraordinary abilities. At that time, we had no other way out, so I agreed to their conditions. Anyway, everyone is about to die. We will accept any conditions now. But they said as long as we believe in the snow god, nothing else is needed. What abilities do you currently possess? He planted a white seed in my forehead right here. I feel like I've been thrown into an ice cellar and then there's a fiery sensation. Then my body developed a strange power, you see. What's this? These are all seeds of grain. The grains cultivated by my body not only have stronger vitality, but also grow faster. Just using your flesh and blood to cultivate food cannot meet the nutrients needed for planting, right? Ah, this problem is easy to solve. We have Professor GE with us. He's an expert in the field of agriculture. The following scene may cause you some discomfort, please forgive me. Do you think there's anything else I haven't seen before? Due to a lack of nutrients, we can only target the deceased residents of the community. Isn't that good? At least you know how to use waste without feeling morally guilty for cannibalism and wasting any resources. The graves outside were also built by you to store corpses. That's true. How many cultivation rooms like this are there in your unit building? There are a total of 3 rooms. Well, it's good. It's quite strong when eaten by oneself. But if you keep going like this, you'll die. Anyway, even if you don't do anything at this time, you still have to die. It's better to do what I can so that my wife and children can survive. In my opinion, his approach may not be rational, but it is admirable enough. Li Jian, let me take a look at your abilities. So far, the abilities possessed by the artificially created mutants I have seen are much inferior to those naturally awakened mutants. Li Jian's ability is very practical, but he has not shown a strong enough side. And I must confirm to what extent the means of the so-called snow worship law can stimulate people's potential. I understand now. Let me show you my abilities. That's enough. I already know what's going on. This ability is like sacrificing one's own life to irrigate plants with one's own flesh and blood. The cost is too high, and the effect can only be described as average. Professor GE has a new batch of grain seeds here. Hurry up and transfer them to the petri dishes. Bai Shui sect. Li Jian's ability acquisition is different from that of a normal alien, and it belongs to the point of white light that comes to his forehead through postnatal stimulation. There must be some side effects. Although I'm not sure what the side effects are yet, I don't believe there are people in the world who just give without expecting anything in return. If what Li Jian showed today was not this kind of ability, but a more suitable one for combat, he would already be a corpse now. Let me put it this way. I'm leaving now. Fortunately, this level was safely crossed without any danger. This may just be a momentary temptation from him, but for us survivors, life and death are all in Zhang Yi's mind. Next, we still need to observe the actions of the Shishan base to determine how to proceed. If the shelter is really attacked by missiles, I need to determine the next residence as soon as possible. Yahello community is not absolutely safe to go to other safe areas in Tianhai City or move to more remote areas in the suburbs. I don't know if Liang Yu's side can succeed. If she successfully puts the chip into the network center computer of Shishan base, I can turn passive into active. The second life warehouse. Don't go yet, hurry up. What did we do wrong? Even though it was your own people who lost the battle and died in vain, it also implicated the town. Why should we be like oxen and horses to you? Without hesitation, they took over our home, ate ours, took ours, and even killed my father and daughter. What you've done is 100,000 times more despicable than Zhang Yi's animal. Those who talk too much will end up like them. The soldiers dispatched by the base also sacrificed a lot to save you from the demon's hands, and now they bite back. Either accept fate and undergo the experiment, there may still be a way out, and maybe you can awaken your abilities and become a superhuman. How should I choose between dying here now and not having me teach you? Most of the villagers who were taken away for the experiment would sacrifice themselves, and their bodies would be turned into white meal replacements. Wait, this is the Second Life Warehouse, which gathers all the core departments of Shishan Base. The Experimental Department, Information Department, Engineering Department, Food Safety Department, and Warehouse Center are not heavily guarded here, despite the concentration of various key departments. Food Safety Department, Experimental Department, Storage Center, Engineering Department, Information Department. Moreover, Chen Xinyan seems to believe that the root cause of the base's turmoil can only come from the Fourth Life Warehouse, as the people in the Advanced Life Warehouse are vested interests with no reason to rebel. Their main defense is also against the people in the Fourth Life Warehouse, and they have not set up too strict guards in various departments of the Second Life Warehouse. Now that the few guards who are empty in defense are maintaining order, it is the best time for me to enter the Information Department. I have reached this point and I cannot fail. I cannot take it lightly. Teacher Liang, please wait a moment. Who is it? I was discovered. At this point, we can only take action first. Teacher Liang, it's me. Yi Xiaotian. Teacher Liang, I have heard about your situation and have already escaped from this den. Why did you come back at this critical moment? I came back to save you, but why did you become a member of the Special Forces? Do you really not know? I am the only successful experimental subject among the students who were taken away. What about the others? Did they all die? Well, they're all dead. Come with me, I have something to say to you. Teacher Liang, you can't even imagine what we went through in that laboratory. The Shishan base has long discovered the fact that people may awaken their superpowers in desperate situations. The first step in transformation is to use various means to immerse people in near-death experiences. Dozens of brutal methods such as waterboarding, electrocution, and bloodletting are all ineffective, which basically means there is no potential. However, even so, they will not let go of these experimental subjects. The final method is to implant mutant cells into our body. By using this method, if we can withstand rejection reactions without being engulfed by mutant cells, we can survive and gain strength similar to that of the mutant. The cost is irreparable damage to the body and a reduction in lifespan. Do you want a chance to leave this place if given to you? I always dreamed that it would be best if I could destroy this damn place. That would be the best. Okay, if that's the case, I need your help. Captain Yi. We are currently facing a shortage of manpower and will be responsible for the security of the Information Department. You should go suppress the restless villagers on the other side of the passage. Yes. As long as I can step into this door, stuffing a small chip into my computer is a piece of cake for me. Chen Xinyan. In communication. Zhang Yi, it's been so long. What's your answer? My answer hasn't changed. It's impossible to make me submit. Okay, this is something you brought on yourself. Then wait for it to be destroyed along with your shelter. Let's just do it like this. Judging from this attitude, the missile incident is probably true, but if the shelter gives up, it will also give up. Anyway, as long as the person is alive, it's okay. There is no need to cling to a shelter in the vastness of the world where one cannot go. I have completed what you asked me to do. I hope you can keep your promise and help me and the students escape from this place. Succeed. Xinxin, good news. Our plan has come to fruition. Okay, I'll start working right away. I have completely mastered the network of Brother Shishan Base. So fast. If it weren't for their use of independent networks, but for accessing public networks, I would have already broken through their security protection system. All I need is a key to open that door, and technically speaking, what do their technicians compare to me for? What I'm saying is that those people may not necessarily be the best at technology. Will our intrusion be discovered, and can we see all the information in their network? Now that I have the highest control authority over the Shishan-based network, it's like looking down on them from a divine perspective. All their actions will be observed by us, but they cannot detect our existence. Great! Now we can know all their secrets. Quickly retrieve all the intelligence regarding missile launches. I want to see if they are really trying to intimidate people. According to the investigation of Shishan Base, they do not have the authority to deploy missiles. Is it possible for them to request foreign aid, such as applying for transfer from other regions? Let me see. Eureka! Lao Zhu, I would like to ask for your help in using missiles to attack a unit in Tianhai City. Old Chen, you need to think carefully. The favor I owe you can only be used once. I know about this matter and I can make a judgment. Let's set the launch time for 12 o'clock. Ha ha ha, no problem. See. The military power in that place is exceptionally strong, which cannot be compared to small places like Tianhai City. Quickly check if they have sent the coordinates of the shelter over. Brother, it's really lucky that calling a large satellite that hasn't been destroyed requires a lot of processes. They're still applying for approval and haven't had a chance to send the coordinates yet. Brother, should we play a fun game? Well, what do you want to play? Why don't we change the coordinates of the missile attack to Shishan Base and let them blow themselves up? How interesting. Can we do it? If we modify the coordinates ourselves, will they discover us? I am confident that I will not be detected, and the most important thing is not what coordinates they sent, but the coordinates received by the other party. I can block the messages they send and use their computer to send the coordinates of Shishan Base. That's fantastic, but the Shishan Base isn't so easily destroyed, is it? Can you help me analyze whether the structure of Shishan Base can withstand the attack of high-yield missiles? Coming. Big brother, to be honest, the structure of this shelter is very sturdy and buried more than 100 meters deep underground. Not to mention missiles, even nuclear bombs can withstand as long as they are not in the center of the explosion. If it is specifically designed to deal with underground construction, it is still possible to use a ground-penetrating bomb, but it is not practical to destroy it with just one shot. After all, these defensive fortifications were prepared for wartime and are not easily destroyed. Xin, just change their coordinates as you said. No matter what, it's definitely not a problem to shoot the missile originally intended for the shelter towards the Shishan Base. Also, please help me organize the information about Shishan Base. I will take a closer look later. Okay, brother. What is Big Brother thinking? Aren't all the problems solved now? I think my brother may want to take this opportunity to launch an attack on Shishan Base. But with his cautious personality, how could he possibly take risks? He also said that he prefers to protect himself first rather than taking the initiative to attack Big Brother. 25th floor unit building. I don't want to sit still and wait for death. Being able to escape this time does not mean that Chen Xinyan will give up easily. Besides, there are forces he may have contacted to pursue and kill me. There's only one chance, and that's the timing of the missile attack. Even if it is impossible to directly destroy the Shishan Base, it will cause huge panic. I still have 500 kilograms of explosives that I took from the Special Forces during the first confrontation, plus hundreds of kilograms of combustible preparations, which amounts to nearly a ton. If we can take advantage of the chaos and throw these explosives into the base, the effect will definitely be wonderful. Isn't it the same if you can't destroy the Shishan Base, but you can kill the people inside the Shishan Base? Xin. I want to take a look at the current military configuration of Shishan Base, including the equipment of troops and weapons. I need to understand it. Another crucial point is the ability intelligence of the alien. Brother, do you want to take the initiative to attack Shishan base? Why not give it a try if you have a high enough chance of success? We need to change the positions of both sides, not just be prey, but become hunters. Of course, I need to first see how strong they are. If there is a big gap between our strength and theirs, you can just treat this idea as a joke. Is this the Zhangyi brother I am familiar with? Speed in October. The information has been sorted out and can be viewed at any time. Do you want to call it out now? Well, we need it now. 521 well-equipped ordinary soldiers were killed by me, leaving a special forces team of over 50. Apart from Liang Yu, there are still 6 people left. Some of the mutants are innate awakenings, while the rest undergo forced mutations by implanting Captain Lingfeng's cells. Information on Captain level Inhumans at Shishan base. Lingfeng strengthening system. Ability code Superman can comprehensively enhance various bodily functions and possess combat literacy that is more than 10 times that of normal humans. Power. Comprehensive ability. Ability without. Rating S. As the captain of the Shishan-based special forces, his strength is indeed strong enough. If I want to attack Shishan base, this person is the most important thing I need to pay attention to. However, his ability does not have a means of long-range attack. As long as he distances himself, there is still a way to deal with him. Feng Zun releases the system. Ability code Fireman can release high-temperature flames from the body. Speed E. Power. Extraordinary ability. Comprehensive ability D. Rating B. Zheng Xuerong's control system capability code, Ice can create sturdy ice blocks for combat. Speed. Power. Ability 1717. Comprehensive ability ZT. Grade. Su Mingjia's Orc Clan. The ability code Poison Beast can transform into a giant monster, greatly enhancing its power and body fluids with extremely high corrosiveness. Speed. Power. Extraordinary ability. Comprehensive ability MTG-ZZZ. Rating A. Shideong Orc Clan. Ability code Frost Ape can transform into giant frost ape flesh, greatly enhancing body strength and possessing cold resistance properties. Speed. Power. Ability without. Comprehensive ability. Rating A. Yironghua's Spiritual Department. The ability code which code has the ability to deceive and conceal its true abilities. Deep hypnosis can use brainwaves to hypnotize others to complete death simulations and even make them brain dead. The best effect can be achieved through eye contact ability. Speed. Power. Extraordinary ability. Comprehensive ability Muliz. Rating A. According to intelligence from Shishan base, there is already a professional organization that categorizes mutants into 6 types based on their abilities. At present, it is still relatively general and can only be classified based on basic forms of ability expression. I'm afraid more detailed classification will only be carried out in the future when more and more alien data is obtained. Haha. My ability is spatial, which should not belong to any of the first 5 types, so it can only be classified as a general trait system. All in all, his combat power here includes me, Su Pengzi, Uncle Yu, Hua Hua, who are not weak in terms of abilities, and Liang Yu, who can cooperate both inside and outside. So the most crucial thing is still how to infiltrate it, place the explosives safely, and escape unscathed. Big brother, if you can't make up your mind, why don't you discuss it with everyone? If we want to discuss, we can work together with them to come up with something. As the saying goes, 3 stinky cobblers are better than Zhuge Liang. What if they also have good ideas that can inspire you? You're right. Actually, I also have this plan in mind. Let's go out for a meeting. Next, we will have a rare opportunity to take down the Shishan base in one fell swoop. I think everyone understands that Shishan base is already at odds with us. I, Zhang Yi, am not someone who loves to compete and win, but I will not let others bully me either. I must fight them this time. But I can't accomplish anything alone, so I need your strength. I don't know what you think. Uncle you are the oldest here. Can you first share your opinion? It is impossible to reconcile with the Shishan base after the tragic loss of young Mana reappeared. It's better to take the initiative and attack instead of just waiting for death. This time, we have found a good opportunity to use their spear to attack their shield and create chaos for them. I think we should seize this opportunity. Zhang Yi, I owe you too much. As long as you want to attack Shishan base, I will definitely accompany you to the end. Fatty, how about you? Can we beat them? The other side has many mutants and more military weapons than us. You don't need to worry about this. We won't be as few ordinary soldiers as each other on the level of mutants. I'm in charge of solving them. You should know my methods, right? And don't forget how many people in Zujiazan died at their hands. Don't you want to avenge the villagers? It's actually okay. Anyway, I'm not very familiar with those people in the village either. I think I'm already steady enough, but I never thought there would be someone more austere than me. But since you're going to hit me, boss, let's fight together. Oh, you're starting to open up so quickly. Following you, there's no need to worry about food, drink, or anything else. In case you have some ups and downs, it's not interesting for me to live alone in this apocalypse. What's important about being a good person is choosing the right platform. I've decided to take a gamble. Okay, in that case, we've made a decision. Worked with Shishan base. Just finish it. Boss, you must plan this operation well. Don't worry, I don't want to hang up so early either. Next, we will begin our combat meeting. I need to introduce you to the opponent we are about to face and my plan. I can be of some help in this regard. After all, when I was in the army, I also received specialized military training. Well, that's settled then. Xinxin, first introduce the basic situation of Shishan base to Uncle Yu and Fat Su, which is the things I just saw, so that they can understand it. Well, then you two, please come with me. If you want to launch an attack on Shishan base, then favorable timing, location, and personnel are indispensable. Zhang Yi. Thank you for helping us solve a problem. We will hide in a sufficiently safe place before midnight tomorrow, and there will be a chance for you to escape. We will take care of you outside. Liang Yu. Will you bring someone to pick us up? Great, I will definitely be there on time, but if you have any plans, please let me know. We can work together internally and externally. Zhang Yi. The network of Shishan base has been controlled by us. You don't need to worry about communication security issues. Anyway, there will be changes at Shishan base tomorrow night at 12 o'clock. You will understand the specific situation and be notified of what needs to be done. Done. Replacement completed. If nothing unexpected happens, the missile will definitely land at Shishan base. Well done. Finally, it's time for the final battle. There are 31 hours left until the missile attack on Shishan base. According to the prediction, they will definitely use high-yield ground-penetrating bombs to deal with the sturdy shelter. This missile cannot destroy the Shishan base buried hundreds of meters deep underground, but it is not a problem to cause strong vibrations and the impact of an 8-magnitude earthquake. At that time, let Xinxin control the network of Shishan base and cut off their power supply. The main energy source of Shishan base is electricity. Once the power is cut off, the entire Shishan base will be temporarily paralyzed, which will inevitably cause great panic. Although I can control the power outage through the network, there is still a manual operation plan within the Shishan base that can be used to restore the operation of the power system. It's okay, just causing a short period of chaos is enough. At that time, Liang Yu will escape from the Fourth Life warehouse with her students. We took advantage of the chaos and went in, and then what were we going to do? Although we say we want to destroy the Shishan base, what can be considered a complete destruction? Kill their leader Chen Xinyan? It's useless to just kill him. There must be a second person coming up soon. Are we going to kill everyone at Shishan Base? Boss, you don't really want to kill all of them, do you? At least we need to eliminate the majority of their leadership and reduce the staff of Shishan Base by more than 80%. Of course, it's best to kill them all. It's not impossible to achieve this. I have a lot of explosives in my hands, some of which were seized by me when they were used to destroy the shelter, and some of which are my own stockpile. Do you understand the consequences of detonating such a large amount of explosives in a dense underground space? Big Brother has about 1,000 kilograms of explosives in his hand. If such a large amount of explosives were detonated, it would definitely cause huge damage to the building. Destroying a part of the Shishan Base area will cause casualties in the surrounding areas, and most importantly, it will destroy the various life support systems of the entire Shishan Base. For example, the power supply system, water circulation system, air circulation system, or even the destruction of escape routes. Any one of these systems being damaged will make it difficult for the underground space of Shishan Base to survive. In addition, explosions require a large amount of oxygen consumption, and it is likely that the vast majority of people who are not within the scope of the explosion will suffocate and die due to lack of oxygen. Boss, your plan is great, but how can we infiltrate the Shishan Base? It's easy to get lost and easily recognized if we just barge in so openly. Of course, I have considered this and kept the structural diagram of Shishan Base in mind first. There is a 3D structural diagram on the computer for me to carefully review. This is a matter of life and death that cannot be taken lightly. As for how to enter and place explosives inside, all you need to do is disguise yourself. We can easily infiltrate the internal chaos when we put on this outfit. The explosives are placed in the second life chamber, and all the important life support systems of the entire Shishan Base are located here. We won't have to choose a more secluded place. After all, 1,000 kilograms of explosives have the same effect wherever they are placed. Huahua's mobility far exceeds that of ordinary mutants. Once any situation is found to be wrong, both she and I will take people away as soon as possible. The only snow transportation vehicles in Shishan Base are one snowmobile and dozens of negligible sleds. After escaping outside, my snowmobile can easily shake off the other side for a few streets. Remember, completing the task is the second most important thing, and the first most important thing is to save your life. Fourth Life Warehouse Dormitory. Don't go to bed tomorrow night at 12 o'clock. I will come back here again to tell you something very important. Okay, let's listen to the teacher. Don't worry, just hold on a little longer. The next morning. According to the agreed time, the missile attack will take place at midnight tonight. We need to go ahead and prepare nearby. If a missile attack occurs, Liang Yu and his team will take advantage of the chaos and run out. We must wait until Liang Yu and the others run out before we go over. If Liang Yu doesn't show up, it means there is a problem and we can't get guidance from the guide. Don't hesitate to give up the plan immediately. Then, according to the predetermined plan, mix in with the chaotic crowd, install explosives, and run out. If anything uncertain happens in the middle, don't hesitate to run directly. Remember safety first, there is no need to take any uncertain risks. That means in order for the plan to succeed, the first step is to ensure the rescue of Liang Yu and her students, right? Just treat it like this, but what's important is Liang Yu, not her students. Lastly, there is a crucial point. Since we are fighting in the chaos of the enemy's base, their large weapons and equipment cannot be used, and I have a way to deal with ordinary soldiers and hot weapons. But the most tricky problem is how to solve their 6 mutants. I'm planning to deal with them by using Tianji's horse racing style. Of course, the prerequisite is that we cannot break free from their pursuit. If we can run, we still have to choose to escape as soon as possible. Otherwise, let me go with you guys. There's a doctor nearby. If you're injured, I can help treat you. If we really encounter trouble, the other party must be a stranger, and you won't be able to help much on the side. We all brought emergency medication and can handle it ourselves. Okay, don't forget to use the medication I gave you. Don't worry, I won't forget to leave. Brother, the Shishan base just confirmed with the Jiangnan region that the missile launch time is exactly midnight tonight. The coordinates have been modified by me, so there's no need to worry. Continue monitoring their network and report any issues at any time. Received. This is a specially designed stimulant that can make your body and nerves excited, exerting far more strength than usual and reducing pain. Do stimulants have side effects? Even if there are side effects, they will only happen later and will not occur in the short term. After completing the mission to save your life, go back and rest as you wish. What I'm saying is that life is more important than just a few side effects. The surprise for Shishan base is coming soon. Everyone, put on the thick clothes from when you came. Teacher Liang, are we going to escape? Don't say too much about following Teacher Liang's instructions. Although Zhang Yi doesn't know exactly what you're going to do, please don't let me down. Although the loss is a bit significant and we missed a valuable opportunity to seek help, it would be completely worth it if we could eliminate this major threat. After all, the existence of Zhang Yi not only threatens the rule of Shishan base over the surrounding areas, but also seriously damages the dignity of my Chen Xinyan. Leader. Ling Feng, are you here? You don't need to inquire about Zhang Yi's matter. I have already found a way to solve him. You already have a solution for him. How did you achieve this? Ultimately, it was thanks to the power of your family that you have taken up your current position. Your combat literacy, Chen Xinyan, is not even as good as that of an ordinary soldier. You need to understand that even with the arrival of the apocalypse, the army still holds powerful power, and mutants are not invincible. Don't worry, I will absolutely obey the leader's arrangements. Zhu Zhang, the person in charge of other regions, owes me a great favor. This time, I asked him to help me attack Zhang Yi's shelter with a ground-penetrating missile. Great! With this, Zhang Yi will undoubtedly die. I've told you before, young people shouldn't be arrogant and domineering just because they have some special abilities. This world is not as simple as they imagine. Come to Lingfeng, let's take a look together today at how his shelter was destroyed. It's a waste to use such a large weapon to deal with Zhang Yi. Unfortunately, the control of these weapons was in the hands of several major military regions in the past. It's okay to say that the level difference between me and Zhu Zhang is not that much. Now he has become the local emperor of one side. If we can get Commander Zhu's help, isn't it just about time to sweep the entire Tianhai city? You're still too young to understand. After this, if I want Zhu Zhang to take action again, I will have to pay a higher price. He monopolizes one side and is free and carefree. What is the need to support me? Approaching midnight. Headquarters of Jiangnan region. The Information Department of Shishan Base. What's this? It's a missile flying from Jinling. What do they want? Report it quickly. Coming. That's enough. Understand? What's going on? Why did the power system shut down? What's going on? What happened? Why is this happening? Leader, we have been attacked by missiles. What missile attack? Where did the missile come from? Could it be that Zhu Zhang, that bastard, tricked me? Don't worry about the urgent task of restoring order to Shishan base as soon as possible. Ling Feng, quickly gather the Special Forces team to protect our safety. Yes. Be careful not to let those people in the Fourth Life warehouse cause trouble. Send troops over to guard the area tightly. If anyone takes advantage of the chaos and causes trouble, kill them. This is the ground entrance south gate. What was the vibration just now? Base, please answer. Kill. Half a minute later. Now it's up to Liang Yu. The fourth life warehouse. Did something happen? An earthquake. Is that why we have to wait at 12 o'clock? Come on, come with me and leave this place. Come on, come on. Follow Teacher Liang. Everyone, go back to me and don't come out, otherwise I'll shoot. Go back, don't come out again. Damn it, shooting in the dark might even harm one's own people. The opportunity has come. Someone fired inside. Don't turn back, keep moving forward. There is still a distance to go from here to the exit passage, and several tunnels need to be crossed. We must speed up. For the Shishan base, which has a strong armed force, such a large-scale disturbance can easily be suppressed and cannot be taken lightly. Without orders, no one is allowed to pass through here and go back. Step on it. It's an exit. We've arrived at the exit. Stop. Liang Yu, as a traitor, you dare to come back. The wise leader knew that someone must be planning to escape during the chaos. Just think no one wanted to escape before? You're not the first or the last group, but your result will be the same, becoming the rations of the lower class. Teacher Liang, you ultimately sacrificed your life for these useless test subjects. Wait a minute, maybe we can still talk. The Shishan base does not allow betrayal. There's nothing to talk about anymore. Traitors are just traitors who can be killed without mercy. Enemy attack. Kill them quickly. Don't move here. What about you, teacher? It's support up to 2. I have to go help them. Call. Thank you for your support. You're welcome. You deserve it. If it weren't for Liang Yu working as an insider in Shishan base, it's understandable that I wouldn't have had the chance to launch a surprise attack on the Shishan base gang now. Hurry up and bring them out, otherwise things will change. Teacher Liang. It's okay, we're already free. Ge Ro is the one who led my students to hell one by one, right? No, I'm just a secretary. These are all orders from the leader. No, it's not my fault. You can't kill innocent people indiscriminately. You deserve to say this sentence even if you indiscriminately kill innocent people. Thank you for coming to pick us up as scheduled. The guards at the entrance have been cleared by us, and now your students can leave first. There is high-energy food and heating fuel inside. You can ask them to take these things and escape to a community 5 kilometers southeast to hide. You lead us the way. We have other things to do next. Aren't you going to leave with us? Don't worry, the people at Shishan base don't have time to chase after you now. But if we just run away like this, I believe they will quell the turmoil here and definitely come after us. Especially now that you have already killed so many of them. He's right. Since deciding to break with Shishan base, I have no way back. What are you planning to do? It's simple, why don't we just take this opportunity and settle everything? Blow up the Shishan base so that we won't have any worries in the future. Destroying the entire Shishan base. There are still thousands of people alive in the base. If we destroy this place, won't we have to let them all die? If we don't eradicate them, it's us. Okay, I'll help you. Xiaotian, take your classmates out and I will follow soon. Teacher Liang, you must come back safely. Let's go. We don't have much time left. Take us to this location. Come with me. The second life warehouse. Hands on. The buildings here are very sturdy, and ordinary explosives are useless. I know these explosives are not ordinary explosives either. You still have this thing. Of course, I, Zhang Yi, never waste a grain of rice. Now let them taste their own explosives. Get out of here right away. Why don't we go get rid of Chen Xinyan and capture the thief first and capture the king? After Chen Xinyan's death, the Xishan base ceased operations. Kill one Chen Xinyan and there will be more Chen Xinyan to fill this position. Have you ever thought that it's not that person who's at fault, but the system at Xishan base? He's actually right. The best place to hide dirt and grime is to destroy it, otherwise it will only continue to nourish evil. Stop. Where are you going? There are no soldiers in Xishan base who keep pets. These people seem to have an unknown origin and cannot be let go. What's going on? They are not from the base. Enemy invasion. When he was an enemy, he thought his abilities were particularly difficult to deal with. Now that he has become a teammate, this threat has become a reassuring guarantee. He is Zhang Yi, a spatial ability. Don't shoot, all disperse. It's too late. Full counterattack. How did he invade here? The defense of the base has been completely paralyzed. Withdrawal. It is not advisable to stay here for a long time. If someone is trapped between the dimensional gates, their ability to defend against all angles will be greatly reduced. The power system is about to be restored. Quickly leave this place. The leader invader is Zhang Yi, and the traitor Liang Yu is with him. We must keep him here to live, to see people die, to see corpses. Damn it, Zhang Yi, you brought it to my door by yourself this time. I want to see what else you can fight me for without that layer of turtle shell protection. Zhang Yi, how can you escape this time? This time, I want to settle all the old and new grudges with you at once. Captain, yellow bombs have been planted everywhere by that group of people. Quickly arrange for bomb disposal experts to clear it. Others come with me to find Zhang Yi. Don't worry about them breaking through. Don't continue to entangle here. Let me do it. Get lost, everyone. Oh, hey. Uncle Yu, be careful. Don't worry, there's no problem. Not only is my physical body powerful, but also my self-healing ability. As long as it's not a fatal injury, I can quickly recover. Zhang Yi. If you come, don't think about leaving. You must die here today. If you want to move Zhang Yi, please pass my level first. Let's talk about it. Die. Just a half-baked modified person, do you really think you can compare yourself to a born alien? That's it. I really want to meet someone who is a real alien, with real weapons and knives, and have a fight. It's best if I don't need it. I wish I wouldn't fight with anyone for the rest of my life. It's not that easy to run. The alien named Fong Zun with the code name Fireman in the information. Humph, it's white. He is procrastinating. The flames released by Fong Zun are likely to reach thousands of degrees Celsius. Once they are withdrawn from the dimension gate, everyone must be accountable here. If you don't stop, other members of the special forces behind will immediately chase after you and can't be stopped here. Fatty, look at you. Do you also want to deal with me with this little trick? It's too naive. This is the fuel I specially formulated, and its power when burned is 10 times stronger than gasoline. Just feel free to experience its power. I want to see how long you can hold on. Captain, they're about to arrive. You guys are doomed. There are also aliens on the other side who manipulate ice and snow. Go. Don't you want to find someone to fight with? I'll play with you guys. Uncle Yu. How are you doing? It's okay, I can't die. This is the technique released by spatial abilities. Rushing closer may hit him right in the middle, just wait here. Anyway, it's just a bunch of turtles in a jar now. It's impossible for cooked ducks to fly away. Uncle Yu, are you okay? Fortunately, it just feels like being hit by a locomotive. Even if the side effects of this thing are serious, we can't control that much anymore. We must let Uncle Yu restore his combat effectiveness to deal with the current strong enemy. Don't worry, he won't make it through. Zhang Yi, please ask yourself and take a look around you. Do you still think you can escape in this situation? Have we finally come this far? I originally wanted to end this war more easily, but it doesn't seem that simple. Zhang Yi. It's a hypnotic ability. Ah. My eyes, my eyes. Sorry, my alternate space can even bounce back brainwaves. Tearful. Go. Stop for me. Boss, that big guy won't be demolished, will he? We left a lot of small bombs as smoke bombs, and with insufficient light, they couldn't find the explosives in the corner so quickly. I'll detonate it when we're out. Chase. Boss, they're catching up. Drop the bomb. No, I, Zhang Yi, am not that despicable person. If they want to pursue me, let them pursue me. This sentence doesn't have any persuasiveness when it comes from your mouth. Zhang Yi has always used any means necessary to achieve his goals and will not rashly use his spatial abilities. He must have his own considerations as well. The distance above the surface is sufficient. Don't worry, Zhang Yi can still escape. Your spatial ability can only defend against one direction. As long as we attack from other angles, there is no way to avoid it. Boss, what should we do? Even if my people escape by car, they will hit your tire first. Now I see where else you can escape. There's no shelter for you to hide here. When is the time for revenge? That is. What's in your hand? What exactly happened? Success. Now Shishan base can be completely expelled from Tianhai City. Zhang Yi, what have you done? Do you remember when you attacked my shelter and left behind a bundle of explosives? I added another part and returned it all to you. The fact proves that the quality of your explosives is indeed very good. If it weren't for Captain Ling's gift, it wouldn't have been so simple for me to search for chemical materials and manufacture such a high-yield explosive on my own. Has our base been destroyed like this, and we used explosives that we sent ourselves? No, we can't go there. Going down now is just seeking death. Very good. I'll kill you first and then go back to save people. It's not too late. Wait a moment. Ling Feng, if we really fight, who will die and who will live doesn't necessarily have to. Do you have to let everyone die here? And you don't need to suffer so much. It was your people who invaded my territory first, so don't bring any revenge or trouble. Is it interesting that you're still saying such things at this time? Today, only one side can continue to exist here, either you die or I live. So your purpose is just to kill me, right? Not bad, you have to die here today. Stop talking nonsense. Since you only want my life, I don't think we need to bet our comrades' lives. Ling Feng, do you dare to resolve our grievances on a one-on-one basis? Are you crazy? Do you know how strong his abilities are? If there are so many people on both sides fighting, even if you win, there will be heavy casualties. Why don't we just have a one-on-one battle? The only person you want to kill is me. If I win, let's go. From now on, don't pursue past grievances. If I lose, do whatever you want. Although I know you definitely won't let me live. Before attacking Shishan base. Those people are all professionals with powerful combat abilities. If we work together, we will definitely not be able to match them. If it's absolutely necessary, I would propose to have a one-on-one conversation with their boss if I were to encounter it. The other party has no concept of my strength and thinks that I am just a coward who can use space. If nothing unexpected happens, Ling Feng will definitely accept my proposal. I still have a chance in one-on-one battles. Ling Feng, do you dare to confront me one-on-one? Ling, this kid must have a conspiracy. Don't promise him, we'll fight them directly. This guy is clearly trying to play some conspiracies and tricks again. Damn it. Liang Yu, who can play a few moves with me, is on his side, while there are also mutants on the other side who can enlarge and manipulate ice and snow. The most important thing is that mutated creature. We are lagging behind the enemy in terms of intelligence, and rashly starting a war without fully understanding their strength would be detrimental. One-on-one, I'll be with you one-on-one. In chaos, there will always be casualties. I cannot let my brothers sacrifice anymore. How about choosing the valley over there as the location? Everyone else is waiting outside to supervise the battle and monitor both sides without interference. Good. Ling team, be careful of fraud. Don't worry. Within the valley, all conspiracies and tricks are meaningless in the face of absolute strength. If the enemy doesn't prepare in advance, wouldn't this be a one-sided massacre? Zhang went only with confidence, and he definitely won't have any problems. By the way, the leaders of both sides are already in a duel. I might as well tell you a little secret. Do you know that some mutants have the ability to devour the power of others? It seems like you don't know, so I'll give you some information for free. Only a very small number of powerful aliens have the ability to devour the weak and make themselves even stronger. Our captain personally killed 3 hostile alien forces and plundered their power during the external expedition, so his abilities are stronger than anyone else's. That guy named Zhang Yi is doomed. He's completely ignorant of the world. Boss, he won't lose. Why do you say that? Because our boss is very afraid of death. He would never risk his own life. What's the reason for this? Just stay here and watch. Later, our Ling team will definitely carry his head and walk out. Hey, is it okay not to fight? You should know that I am not a martial arts faction, and my abilities are more inclined towards assistance. No, you must die here today. I don't want to come this far because you forced me. In fact, I had a dream in the past, which was to be in the apocalypse. Don't be verbose, okay? Delaying time is meaningless and won't change your ending. TSK, TSK. Okay, I hope you keep your promise. If I die, please spare my friends. They are all innocent. I can assure you that I won't harm them. And my cat, don't eat it, just let it go. Maybe my friend will also raise it. Quibbling for a long time, are you an old lady? You're so verbose. If you want to fight, fight. 4 times speed. Do you think this trick still works for me? I have figured out your attack methods. As long as I can switch directions faster than this ability, I can fiercely pierce this military spear into your heart. Does he have any special abilities or the ability to throw objects? This is just the beginning. They are all things collected in leisure time, and I was planning to bring them out when the right opportunity arises. Now it's perfect for smashing people. This density cannot be avoided, we will directly crush it head-on. Good knife, let's continue. Ridiculous. Do you think these things can harm me? Since that's the case, why are you hiding? I don't believe you haven't thrown away all your things yet. Because that damn barrier prevented me from using firearms, I had to go around and fight that guy up close. As long as I get close to Zhang Yi 3 meters away, I can end his life in an instant. It's shameless to use this thing to delay time. I don't believe you can't throw away all your things. Not good. If there is gasoline or something inside, it will not only affect my vision but also give Zhang Yi a chance to light the fire. Unscrupulous kid. Special combat suits have the ability to withstand high temperatures to the extent that they can burn without killing Lingfeng, but in such a large fire, the line of sight will definitely be obstructed. This kind of flame won't hurt me, the only trouble is the raging flames make it even harder to capture Zhang Yi's location. When can this tactic of delaying time be used? Perhaps you are a genius in the field of defense, but in terms of offense, your actions are no different from those of a clown. What's this? This is a strong latex paint. You despicable person, do you only know how to use these little tricks to disgust people? Even if it's just a small skill like carving insects, dare to play with axes and die for me. As long as you hold on until the thing is thrown away and then lean close to him with a punch, his head will be smashed to pieces. What is this smell? Everyone has weaknesses, and no one is invincible. It's like Captain Lingfeng, who claims to be invincible, is invulnerable to knives and guns, but also allergic to seafood. This is the powder I ground from over 30 types of seafood to ensure that there is one that can achieve the best effect on your allergic reaction. It took me a lot of effort to prepare this generous gift for you. Why did Zhang Yi know that I am allergic to seafood? I'll fight with you. Stop for me. Uh-huh. Zhang Yi. The anti-allergy medication carried on the body, even if it can alleviate symptoms, cannot last long. This guy is so naughty. Even if I pretended to die, he wouldn't come over to get the knife repaired. Cough, 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 cough. Damn it, he was clearly an ant who dared not confront me head-on, but in the end, he ended up lost in such despicable means. Oh, Captain Ling has fallen asleep again. Half an hour later. I'm full. I'm full. Is he really dead or just pretending to be dead? Is it really dead? I really killed the arrogant captain of the Shishan-based Special Forces team. It looks like he's really dead. Even if he had to act, he wouldn't have acted to this extent. Since it is so, He confirmed that he is really dead. This is Ling Feng's ability that is constantly being devoured by me. Shuang XX is really amazing. Oh, what's wrong with my right eye? I feel like something is about to grow, but I can't see it clearly. This is a new ability. Isn't this divine power? Twist space, break objects. With this new ability, it finally fills the gap in attack, making it easier to fight against mutants whose firearms are basically ineffective in the future. However, the consumption of Shenwei is quite high. After using it once, I feel like my body has been emptied. Half of it can be used continuously for about 3 times. If the attack range is around 300 meters, it is not suitable for long-range sneak attacks. However, sneak attacks within 300 meters are more effective than sniper attacks. Who will be the next prey now? Why hasn't it ended yet? Ling's team killed that Zhang Yi, shouldn't it be soon? Maybe the captain intends to slowly torture him to death. Don't worry, we have to believe in the captain's strength. But the captain is not the kind of person who would be careless. After dragging it out for so long, it must have been effective in combat. There's a play to it. Shoo, shoo. Don't be surprised or show any abnormalities. Wait for me to signal and launch an attack. It's Zhang Yi's voice. He's still alive. The boss won, Ling Feng died. Save. Ling Feng has already been killed by me. How could Ling's team be given to buy him? Take advantage of now. Kill them all. Kill them all and leave no one behind. Damn it, it's you guys. Well, why isn't there any effect? It should be that the strength of these mutants is generally not as good as Ling Feng's ability to absorb abilities for me now, and it does not benefit me much. Come and give it a try. No, boss. I don't feel anything. Me too. Previously, their people mentioned that not everyone has this ability. We don't have talent like you, do we? It seems that there are still many things I completely don't understand about mutants and superpowers. I will study more information about the Shishan base in the future. Hua Hua, can you devour their power? Since that's the case, let's leave them for you to make supper. Entrance of Shishan base. What else do you need to do? Don't be impatient when doing things. We need to remember to do the finishing work well. Only with a beginning and an end can we avoid future disasters. You're really not keeping any chickens or dogs, even though the possibility of them coming out in this situation is very slim. Consider it as buying insurance. But that's not the end of it yet. Let me take you to another place. This is the internal structural diagram of Shishan base. Surrounding mountain ranges of Shishan base. You actually thought of this kind of thing. Based on the structural diagram of Shishan base, I have discovered an escape route connecting the first life chamber. It's not difficult to guess who used this. Chen Xinyan. Surprisingly, Zhang Yi caught up in such a short period of time. Why are we still catching up at this point? Except for the first life chamber, the area near the explosion center of the base was almost completely destroyed. I abandoned my wife and children and finally managed to escape. Do we still have to fall into his hands in the end? Isn't this the leader of Shishan base? You're a big shot. Why did you run away without saying a word? Zhang Yi, don't act impulsively. I think we can still have a good talk between each other. You can't kill me. Chen Xinyan is also a person of status, and if you kill me, it will disrupt the balance of various regions in Tianhai City. I don't know how many demons and monsters outside will come here, but you will face even greater danger. I don't know about these things. Hee, you're right. You don't even look at yourself now. A lost dog has no qualification to negotiate with me on terms. In these chaotic times, heavy punishment should be imposed. I won't do that. Everyone has to die. Zhang Yi, you are a talented person. As long as you are willing to cooperate with me, with your strength, my network and intelligence, we can definitely make Shishan base bigger and stronger again. At that time, it will be easy for you and me to dominate the entire sea market. That's a lot of nonsense. I'm sorry for what you said. Leader. I don't need it. Go die. Don't come over here. My control over the power of space is becoming stronger and stronger now. Is it necessary to do this? You're being too cautious. Now that the entire Shishan base has been destroyed by you, what are you still worried about? Before Chen Xinyan, he was a big shot in Tianhai City. I don't know what complex social background he had. What if someone comes to avenge him after he dies? Do you think it's possible at this point? Any possible danger must be completely eliminated. If you had seriously considered the consequences before going to Shishan base, perhaps it wouldn't have ended up like this today. You're right. If I had thought more back then, maybe there wouldn't have been so many innocent students sacrificed. Uncle Yu, Su Ponzi is preparing to go back. Go ahead and pick up my students first. Teacher Liang. We'll go back first. By the way, according to the agreement, I will provide you with accommodation and some food. Afterwards, you can go to Shujiao Town where there are many vacant houses to live in now. Can't you come back and pick us up later? Teacher Liang, I have fulfilled our agreement and rescued you all. To show our gratitude, we also promise to provide you and your students with some food and accommodation. If you want more, then you have to offer enough benefits to exchange. I thought we were already friends. Just because we're friends, that's why we need to clearly label prices. Only in this way can we avoid hurting our feelings. Okay, then we can go there ourselves. Okay, see you later in Zujiazhen. It doesn't matter if your students are gone, but I have no reason to let go of a naturally gifted alien with strong martial arts skills. Sooner or later, I will turn you into mine. Are you guys okay? Teacher Liang, how did they leave? Didn't they agree to arrange a place for us to live? You don't have to worry, Zhang Yi and I have already discussed it. I will take you to Shujiao Town where there is a good living environment. Moreover, there are villagers living in Shujiao Town who are close to the Lujiang River. In the future, we can catch fish from the river to eat. Teacher Liang, as far as I know, Yang Xinqin and Lu Ranmei have both moved into Zhang Yi's villa. Why don't you discuss with Zhang Yi to let us also move in? Yes. Since Yang Xinqin and Lu can live in, why can't we? Teacher Liang, why don't you go and discuss with Zhang Yi? It's so cold outside. If we go out to catch fish, it will freeze our hands. Don't even think about this matter. Zhang Yi's ability to come and help us leave Shishan base is already the result of my hard-won exchange. Why did he let us stay in his shelter? At least we're free now. It's better than being in a precarious position at the Shishan base. However, okay, stop talking about it. Tonight, everyone will take turns guarding the night and rest well. Tomorrow morning, we will depart for Shujiao Town. Oing Day. Uncle Yu, why don't you and Aunt Zhou move in and live here? Young Manor is a luxurious villa, so you can choose whatever you want when the time comes. The living environment here is stronger than that of Yahello community, and in the future, everyone can get closer and have a place to take care of each other. Well, I think it's better this way. After all, after this great war, I also felt the power of unity. To be honest, the two of us living there sometimes feel a little scared in our hearts. Uncle Yu, what are you afraid of? Based on your strength, unless you encounter an organization like Shishan Base, 30 to 50 ordinary people are not your match. What I'm worried about is encountering similar organizations. Uncle Yu's concern is reasonable. Just by carefully considering Chen Xinyan's words before his death, we can understand that Tianhai City cannot have only one Shishan base. Although the arrival of the Ice Age resulted in the death of most people, it also meant that those who survived would find it difficult to deal with Tianhai City, a mega city with 20 million people. Can you imagine how many aliens and armed forces there would be here? But we don't have to worry too much about whether the Shishan base, which is so powerful, will still be destroyed by us. In the future, everyone will live together, and with our current strength, no one will be afraid. You're right. We'll pack up and move immediately. You guys are the ones who might get hurt. I'm doing very well. You're not injured, are you? Don't worry, it's okay to let it go. Thank you for your help in this victory. I just helped a little bit, but you guys put in the most effort, big brother. Don't underestimate yourself. You are important to me. If I had to say, the biggest hero this time is our Shinshin. If it weren't for your powerful hacking ability, the foundation of our operation wouldn't have existed this time. Of course it's good to move back. After all, the shelter has such superior conditions and is much more spacious. What are your plans? Is my previous villa still there? When I bought it, I spent 200 million yuan. It was bombed flat a long time ago, but there are still many villas in good condition. It will be the same when we change to another apartment. That's my lifelong savings. Just take away the necessities of life, everyone. Keep the house in its original appearance and leave some daily necessities behind. If something happens over there one day, we can use this as a temporary shelter. No one else can enter this place except me. I'm not kind enough to leave it for anyone else to use. What are you doing here? Uncle Yu asked you to come up. There was a loud explosion from the west tonight, and we were all awakened, so we haven't slept. And then I saw that you guys only came back this morning and thought about coming over to take a look. How has your body been lately? Do you feel any abnormalities? No, I dare not use this ability easily now. Professor GE reminded me that if I use it too much, I may become fertilizer. That's it. Take good care of yourself. There are still more than 10 villas around that have not been destroyed waiting for you two to rest and choose freely. Good. The effectiveness of the stimulant is also coming to an end, and the body will soon fall into a weak state. After being on edge for a month, I finally got a good night's sleep. What are the people from Shishan Base doing here again? The issue of accommodation has been resolved, but the problem of food is still difficult to handle. The students won't be able to master the skill of fishing from under the ice for a while, and I can't do anything to these villagers anymore. We can only ask Zhang Yi to go get some food for a transition first. Zhang Yi, are we safe now? Should we consider having a baby? Why do you have such thoughts? Once you have a child, you have to spend every day on him. Enjoy the moment and don't think too far ahead. I have no intention of having children, and it will affect my current life, not to mention the apocalypse. Having one more life in the present will only add to my burden. But does she want to have the crystallization of love with you? More and more women in the shelter have children, so my position in your heart can be more stable, right? That's too troublesome. There's a simpler way. Well, what method? Maintain your figure and face, and delve deeper into your techniques. You know how to tease me. This kind of thing can't be practiced by oneself. You can still be arrogant while I'm weak now. I have to let you know how powerful I am when my body recovers. I'll wait for you then. Ah, Zhang Yiliangyu is here, right outside. She said she wants to see you. Let her in. I also have something I want to talk to her about. There's no need. I'm not weak enough yet. Teacher Liang is here. Come sit down. Why aren't you wearing combat uniforms? The temperature control system requires power consumption. At times like this, not everyone can have a power source to use at any time like me. Teacher Liang, with your abilities, you could have lived more comfortably. I didn't expect it to be so difficult now. What's the matter with coming to see me this time? We had previously agreed that I would assist you in counterattacking the Shishan base, and you would provide accommodation and food for me and the students. Now that the Shishan base has been destroyed, the residence is still available in Shujia town, so I hope you can provide us with more food. You also know that my students are pampered and it takes them some time to search for food or go fishing in the river by themselves. So they have suffered too little at the Shishan base. Let's not talk about this for now. Anyway, you can give us food first so that they can get through the first while. I will figure out a solution for the rest of the matter. Certainly. These things are enough for you and those dozen students to eat for half a month. Take them back. This is what we agreed upon. Thank you, Zhang Yi. You deserve it. It must be quite difficult for a woman to lead such a large group of students, right? Since the end of the world, as a teacher, I have been tirelessly protecting my students. They see me as a reliance, but who cares if I work hard or not? Thank you, but I can't leave those students behind. Once I give up, they won't be able to survive in this world. That would make me unable to forgive myself. Is it because you can't let go of your responsibilities and burdens that you live so tired? If I can help Liang Yu solve these students reasonably, she might be very happy. Since she insists on not abandoning those students for the sake of her inner faith, perhaps as long as there is a suitable reason to let go of Liang Yu, she can live a new life with peace of mind. Anyway, those students are not good either. If there is a chance in the future, it would be good to get rid of her oil bottles. You spoil them too much. Although they are not young, most of them are already adults, but they still rely on you for everything like children who have not been weaned. What are you planning to do after finishing these foods, Liang Yu? Are you going to support them all by yourself? What else can I do? I thought they would mature to some extent after experiencing those things, but now it seems like it's just my wishful thinking. Liang Yu, this is too hard for you. Otherwise, let me help you. What are you saying? I mean, I can provide you with food. You also know that I have a lot of supplies and food in my hands, and even if there is more, there is no pressure for you 10 or so people. As a kind person, I can't bear to see you working so hard. Let me first ask, do you want us to do something for you to help us? I made a mistake not to help you, but to help you. I need you to provide enough price to exchange food. What do you need me to exchange with you for? I want you as a person. Don't go too far. I will never sell my body. I want you to be my private tutor and teach me how to practice martial arts. How could this be considered vulgar? Ha ha. Oh, so you thought I wanted you to do that? Oh, what are you thinking in your mind? You're a teacher, right? I'm sorry, I misunderstood your meaning. Do you think Zhang Yi is that kind of person? Liang Yu, are you underestimating me? If you want to be a private tutor, you can do it or not. I won't force you to leave. No, I'm willing. I have no objection to teaching you martial arts. Does Zhang Yi have any ideas about Teacher Liang? Just teaching Zhang Yi martial arts can exchange for food. This great opportunity must not be missed. I'm certain about this powerful, cute, and straightforward female teacher. So if you come to the shelter every day to teach me more than 2 hours of work, in exchange, I can provide 10 servings of food. 10 people. Can you give us a few more copies? If we have a total of 16 people and 10 people, it may not be enough. Teacher Liang, I hope you can understand my difficulties. This is not a one-time supply, but 10 servings of food per day. Besides, you don't want your students to be lazy and rely solely on my assistance to get by, do you? Okay, then it's only 10 out of 10. You're a little late. Teacher Liang just left. No, I came here because she left. Oh, don't you want to talk to your teacher for a while? If we were present, it would affect the negotiation between you and her, right? Brother, do you want to flirt with Teacher Liang? Why would you suddenly ask such a question? Ha ha ha, big brother, are you too fickle? Even though we already have 2 sisters, they still want to have an idea about our teacher. From the development of human civilization history to the present, this is indeed the most direct and effective means of forming alliances. Teacher Liang's strength is very strong, and from a female perspective, she also has great attraction to the opposite sex. Plus her pitiful little brain. Actually, it's not surprising that you have her intentions, brother. You two are very smart, so I won't go around with you guys anymore. Liang Yu's strong combat ability is very useful to me, so I plan to include her as a member of our team. As for the emotions between men and women, they do not exist. Well, I understand now. In that case, brother, you should try your best to do it. Xinxin will also help you. Help me. What kind of person is Teacher Liang? We know better than you how to persuade her to become our employee. Xinxin is very clear. Actually, there's no need to make it so troublesome. It's not difficult to make her heart flutter with our conditions. How to help her get rid of those troublesome oil bottles? Don't bother them for now. I don't want to make our relationship too rigid with Liang Yu. With her stubborn mind, if she finds out that I've killed her students, she will recklessly risk her life with me. There will be a chance. If you have any ideas, just go ahead and do it as long as you don't get caught by Liang Yu. Okay, got it. By the way, brother, I've been checking the information database of Shishan Base these days, and there's something I need to tell you. What's up? The Shishan Base was officially built by the government in the past, and their equipment is complete. The amount of information they have is even greater, which has allowed me to discover many interesting intelligence. What intelligence? The amount of information is too large, and I haven't finished organizing it yet. I just wanted to let you know in advance to prepare you mentally. However, based on the current intelligence, it can be confirmed that there must be more than one powerful armed organization like Shishan Base in the entire Tianhai city. Brother Zhang Yi, did you think that the commotion we had before would attract people from other forces? I do know that. The vast Tianhai city cannot have only the Shishan Base as a powerful armed force. There are still differences between different forces. What if there are multiple powerful forces like Shishan Base? You wouldn't be unlucky enough to have conflicts with other forces again, would you? However, we don't cause trouble and we're not afraid of it. If we encounter other forces with our current strength, we really won't be afraid. Including Liang Yu, there are a total of 5 combat powers with extraordinary abilities. Any force that wants to be our enemy must carefully consider it. Understood. I will organize all the information as soon as possible and hand it over to your brother. I will organize all the information as soon as possible and hand it over to your brother. Well, it's been tough. Flammable, come over here for a moment. Brother, if there's anything you need me to do, just give me instructions. It's like this, now Young Manor is not only inhabited by our family, but also by Su Pengzi and Uncle Yu's family who have moved in and are located around. If one day we encounter another foreign invasion, I don't want to be like before and can only defend passively. So I would like to ask for your help in designing a blueprint for the defense works, and then we can build a defensive line around the 3 houses to resist the enemy. The design drawings are simple, but it's not enough for us alone to build a large-scale defense project, let alone the lack of large machinery and equipment. Transporting materials is also very troublesome. What do you think we lack? I can handle the transportation of materials, and I need someone to help. Uncle, you can also use Su Pengzi's ability to control ice and snow. If you need to cut materials, you can call Liang Yu to Hua and help with some physical work. Do you think it's still a problem? What I'm saying is that although we are few, each of us possesses unique skills and wants to build an indestructible defense line. Now it seems that it's not impossible. After you start designing, please let me know what materials and how they will work, and I will take care of it. Okay, I understand now. A few days later. Build a strong defense around our 3 families as the center. If we encounter a strong enemy one day, we won't be so passive anymore. Even if the first line of defense is breached, we can still retreat to the shelter and continue defending. In this way, even if we encounter a strong enemy, we won't be so passive anymore. Even if the first line of defense is breached, we can still retreat to the shelter and continue defending. Okay, just follow your instructions. Brother, we really want to go together. To be honest, I'm really worried that one night when I fall asleep, someone will break in and point a gun at my head. Since we want to build a defense line, we cannot only focus on defense, but also have a certain ability to counterattack. My suggestion is to deploy strong firepower around the defense line. How to solve the problem of weapons and ammunition? If this question is simple and flammable enough to make bullets and firearms, I have quite a few in my hand. However, considering that the ones who dare to attack us are definitely powerful armed forces, we need heavy firepower. In a few days, when we recover to our best condition, let's go to the ruins of Shishan Base together and see if there are many good things there. According to the defense capability of Shishan Base, it doesn't seem much worse than your shelter. We can dismantle some materials to reinforce our defense line. Their craftsmanship is all integrated pouring, which is not so easy to dismantle. But where else can we obtain so many building materials? Building fortifications requires at least steel, cement, and concrete. Without these, isn't it difficult for us to use snow to build a defense line? Perhaps using ice cubes to build a defense line is also a good choice. Across from us is the Lujiang River. We can extract a large amount of ice blocks from the Lujiang River to build a defensive line for the city walls. Ice cubes don't need to consider melting at such temperatures outside and are easy to repair, which is actually a very good material. We can easily and conveniently construct an ice and snow city wall by adding some steel bars as the skeleton inside. Shelter living room. Now that the Shishan base has been destroyed, you are even more cautious than before. Be careful when sailing a 1,000-year-old ship. We cannot rely on others to do what they want, but we can do our best to ensure our own safety measures. Boss, do you think there will really be uninspiring armed forces coming here after that? Tianhai City can't have a stronger force than Shishan base, can it? Fatty, you forgot to consider a situation. It's true that the Shishan base was destroyed by us, but others may not know about this. In the eyes of those people, we are just a group of ordinary people and not even considered powerful. That makes sense indeed. Let's quickly build a defense line. Speaking of which, I'm a bit scared. Delaying for one more point is also one more point of danger. We must start as soon as possible. How about this? In 3 days, let's go to Shishan base together and search for everything that can be used there. Okay, no problem. Isn't this Teacher Liang? What is she doing here? Boss, you probably took her in too, right? Look at what you're saying. Zhang Yi isn't that kind of person either. We have a pure male-female relationship, and she is my tutor. I understand. You guys are both in a romantic relationship and still pure. You guys are playing with real flowers. Family tutor. Boss, you're really good at playing. Surprisingly, everyone is here. The atmosphere here is really good, just like a family. Teacher Liang. I feel relieved seeing how well you are doing now. Well, Brother Zhang Yi has been very kind to us. We are living happily here. Teacher Liang, you must be working very hard outside. If you're willing, I can plead with my brother to let you live with us. Xinqin misses you so much. I can't leave. It's hard for other classmates to survive in such a harsh environment. Teacher Yang, are you still as gentle as before? However, these two things did not affect it. You can help them by staying in the shelter. After all, they are so big that they can't live without you for a moment, right? On the contrary, Teacher Liang, if you really want them to become independent, you have to let them learn how to survive in the apocalypse on their own. Teacher Liang, do you think what Xinqin said makes sense? But Zhang Yi won't agree to let me live in, will he? I'm not very familiar with him either. And if I move into the shelter myself and leave Wu Qingyu and the others outside, wouldn't it be good? Xinqin will go to plead with Brother Zhang Yi about this matter. As for other classmates, teachers, no matter where you live, their living environment will not change. Isn't it too selfish for them to stop you from moving into the shelter? As long as Teacher Liang officially moves into the shelter, it's impossible for her to leave again. She just has a sense of responsibility, not stupidity. Living in such a comfortable environment makes it impossible for nature to want to return to the ice and snow outside. As long as you call her over, the other students outside will lose their protection, so if there is a chance in the future, they can all be dealt with. I'll think about it again. Okay, Teacher Liang. If you make a decision, remember to tell Xingxing. Good. Liang Yu, let's go. A sports stadium with 3 underground floors. There's a bathroom here. You can go take a shower first. I don't have the conditions to change clothes or take a hot shower outside. I didn't say anything. You're overthinking it. I'm ready. Teacher Liang, let's get started. Learning martial arts is very difficult. You need to be mentally prepared. Come on. 2.5 hours later. Your foundation is still good, but if you want to become a successful husband, it's not something that can be achieved overnight. You need to be mentally prepared. I don't really expect to become a martial arts master, I just want to have an extra way to save my life. Even Ling Feng was killed by you. I'm afraid there aren't many people who can threaten your life. This world is full of accidents. Don't joke around with your own life. Let's continue tomorrow. I can't handle it today. If those words came from his mouth, I would definitely be worried about some conspiracy, but that's what Xingxing said. What kind of bad thoughts can a child like her have? Can I really come and live in this place? Boss, should we call Liang Yu to the Shishan base the day after tomorrow? One more person means one more security guarantee. To be honest, although we have concluded that there are no more living people in the West Base, no one has gone down to see it. It's really hard to say. Xiao Su, your courage is really too small, not much bigger than a mouse. Be careful when sailing for 10,000 years. This is what the boss taught me. There's nothing wrong with what Su Pengzi said, but it's not appropriate to call Liang Yu now. I only have a cooperative relationship with her. If we ask her for help, we owe someone a debt of gratitude, which is unnecessary. Let's discuss with the students and ask for their thoughts. Actually, upon careful consideration, we do need to get closer to Zhang Yi now so that he can help everyone more. Great. We have something to eat now. Yi Xiaotian and Wu Qingyu asked you to organize your classmates to dig ice and fish in Lujiang this morning. How are you doing? Teacher Liang, as you know, it's already hard enough for students to ride bicycles every day at Shishan Base. Now it's hard to catch their breath and let them work in the cold again. They can't do it. I tried to dig out a few, but due to the rudimentary tools, I could only use picks and hoes, so the efficiency was not high. You need to figure out how to improve the efficiency of fishing. Why are we eating so little? Teacher Liang, we can't even eat enough. It's easy to get sick if you can't eat enough in such cold weather. Let's overcome it, everyone. Even these foods were managed by Teacher Liang after much effort, and Zhang Yi came. We can't always rely on others to make a living. We have to use our own hands to get food. Since you can come over every day to teach Zhang Yi martial arts, can you talk to Zhang Yi and let us also live in his shelter? If possible, we can eat less food and help him with his work. Yang Xingxin and Lu can both do it, why can't we? You are different from them. Yang Xingxin is the younger sister of Zhang Yi's girlfriend, and Lu Ranmei is Yang Xingxin's best friend. You can't compare to this relationship, and they both have strong professional skills. Do you possess these two aspects? Teacher Liang, can you work harder? You are our teacher, there must be a way. How could I possibly speak up about leaving everyone behind and going to the shelter alone in this situation? 3 days later. By the way, is there a way to repair our exterior walls? When it was built, it was poured as a whole. It may be difficult to repair, but it can still take some time. It's just that the required materials are even more complex. Please make a list of the required materials, and we will go to the building materials company in the city to look for them later. It's Big Brother. Boss, how do I feel that Hua Hua is different? Oh, what's different now? It's just a feeling that seems to have undergone some subtle changes. That's natural IO. At present, although the principle is not clear, some mutated organisms have the ability to co-consume, such as Mi Lingfeng and Hua Hua, who can also consume the power of other aliens. Last time, Hua Hua devoured several mutants, and now its ability is even stronger. It's just that we need to fight to know what level we have reached. Hello brother, have you arrived at Shishan base now? Not yet. I've probably driven half of the way. Well, there's something I just found out that I need to report to my brother. Speak up, I'm listening attentively. I found intelligence about other large armed forces in Tianhai City. Keep going. According to the intelligence from Shishan Base, there are a total of 4 large-scale militarized shelters in Tianhai City, located in the 4 areas of Shishan, Qingpu, Yanqing, Chaoyu. These places were built many years ago and have been maintained for the purpose of responding to sudden outbreaks of war and natural disasters. According to intelligence from the Shishan base, the other 3 shelters also have powerful underground shelter spaces, massive weapon depots, and a large amount of war preparedness materials. I know that there were rumors and some photos leaked online in the past. That means besides the Shishan base, Tianhai City also has 3 large armed forces, right? The 3 areas of Yanqing, Chaoyu, Qingru are all far away from our shelter. However, it cannot be guaranteed that they have no plans to expand their influence towards Shishan District and Lujiang District at present. Besides the 3 of them, there is another special force that exists. The large population gathered in areas such as Tianfeng Changwan has become a significant force that cannot be underestimated, but their records are not very detailed. It's not surprising that there are so many people in Tianhai City. Even if there are dozens of separatist forces, it's normal. I'm afraid they don't know each other very well yet. Xin, the information you provided is very useful. Brother, I will continue to organize the intelligence about them and report back to you properly when you come back, Xin. It's a bit troublesome that other armed forces in Tianhai City are of the same scale as Shishan base. It's better not to target us. It's just an expected thing. Now that at least 90% of the resources in Tianhai City have been allocated, as long as we don't actively provoke them, I believe there won't be any conflicts. I'm afraid things won't go as smoothly as I thought. I always feel like we'll meet them soon. No one knows how it will develop in the future, but I only know one thing. As long as we become strong enough, no one dares to provoke us. Let's go to Shishan base and take all the weapons there. Set out. A few minutes ago. The entrance to this place has been completely blocked. It seems difficult for us to enter from here. Who would have thought that this place was destroyed by a missile? I don't know what Chen Xinyan did, but he offended the region above. He deserves it. He has always been arrogant and conceited, and this consequence is also self-inflicted by him. After all, it was a wasted trip. It takes too much effort to clean up these, and the base camp is too far away from here to mobilize manpower temporarily. Even if the Shishan base is destroyed, it is still a big piece of fat. As long as we can open this passage and enter it, we can obtain a large amount of remaining supplies. Even if you can use the power of aliens to clear this entrance, how can you transport so many supplies back to Chaoyu's harbor base? Your base is located nearly 200 kilometers across the entire Tianhai City from here. Can you do what we can't do at Chaoyu base? We didn't have much hope in the first place, but this time we're just here to confirm if the Shishan base exists. Now that we know all of their people are finished, that's our biggest good news. Look at the other 2 bases, they are very smart and won't waste too much time here. It's not right. They should have come to check this place a long time ago, right? Unfortunately, Shishan base has been destroyed this time, but this land is destined to be lost to Chaoyu base. At that time, it will still be cheaper for the people from the Yanqing and Qingpu bases. If they acquire this territory, they can gradually clear the heritage of the Shishan base. By then, won't our strength soar to the sky? You snow worshippers are sowing discord. Everyone understands that people rely on their own abilities when the time comes, and no one needs to dress or be arrogant. Now, there should be people from other bases on the other side. We are wearing special combat suits from Shishan base and will not be immediately mistaken for enemies. I don't know if it's the other forces mentioned by Yang Xinshin. It's hard to say, but it could also be the surviving residents nearby. Wait, get closer. Don't take action for now. That sign is from Shishan base. I thought everyone here had already died, but I didn't expect there were still people alive. What are you doing here? Is it possible that you want to go to war with us in Shishan? Don't misunderstand, we're just here to watch the fun. The Snow Worship Church has always advocated peace and doesn't want to conflict with any forces. If you have anything to discuss, please feel free to leave first. I'm not interested in getting involved in the fire between the bases, and I can't get in here. It's not worth it to start a conflict rashly. I'm afraid the Shishan base has already been destroyed. You few remnants of Shishan dare to talk big here. Cha thinks it's quite fast. Since you have already seen that the Shishan base has been destroyed, there is no need to say anything cold here. You can do whatever you like. Let's go. Anyway, the two groups of people in front of us can't do anything about it. Let's pretend to leave now and come back after they leave. Stop, have I allowed you to leave? If we don't want to cause trouble, don't feel uncomfortable with us. Don't you understand what's going on now? The Shishan base has been destroyed and can still stay nearby. I believe you have brought out a lot of supplies, right? Inhumans. That's right, I'm an alien. I think you've heard of the existence of aliens. Killing small people like you is as easy for me as crushing ants. Stop talking nonsense and hand over the things to the person. Get out of here quickly. TSK, originally I didn't want to cause trouble, but you're looking for death. There's nothing we can do about it. It seems that there is only one alien among this group of people. Very little, just a recently awakened alien. Yeah, young people are arrogant and domineering. They really think that if they have superpowers, they are invincible. He deserves to die too. People who have not experienced social abuse are like this. It seems that Chaoyu base has not experienced any large-scale battles, which makes this level of alien think they are very fierce. Let's go quickly and enter the Shishan base to tidy up the things inside. Don't stay here for too long. Hua Hua, can you take the lead? It seems that there shouldn't be any danger. Boss, why do I feel like there's a chilling chill coming from that direction? Is there anything dirty? I'm not afraid of living people. Is there really anything dirty? Do you think you can do anything to me? Let's go, don't waste time here. Hurry over and search for their warehouse and weapon arsenal. Arsenal. Oh, my God. The weapons and equipment here can fully arm a modern reorganization division. Not only the inventory of Shishan base, but also the weapons and equipment of the Tianhai City Garrison Army have been transported here. Although these weapons are very good, they are useless in today's icy and snowy environment outside. Of course I know the nonsense. If they needed it, Ling Feng would have used it long ago when he led troops to attack the shelter. What they can't use doesn't mean we don't need it. We can arrange these artillery tanks on the defense line as defensive weapons, which must be very good. Zhang Yi, this thing is quite useful for me. Can you match me with two? No problem, Uncle Yu will prepare two for you and put them in my alternate space. I will give them to you when you need them. Take a look and see if there's anything else you like. Just pick it out. I'll prepare it separately for you to use during battles in the future. Let's continue to see if there are any other good things. What should we do, boss? These machines are all broken. It doesn't matter, bringing back these remaining zeros may reveal some useful information. Especially since the computer may contain some important information that Shinshin did not notice. Ah, what's going on? There is something dirty. This is probably the protein laboratory that Liang Yu mentioned before. There have been scientific experiments using cockroaches and earthworms to make food many years ago. Although it sounds disgusting, the protein content of this thing is very high. Xiao Su, your courage is too small. Why do you act like a woman? I'm not afraid of cockroaches. It was just too sudden and scared me. If we bring this thing back to Lu, can it be fixed? But what can we do with it after it's fixed? Anyway, there won't be any harm. Just take it away. What if you need it in the future? Let's go take a look somewhere else. These little bullies are really perverted. In such a harsh environment, they can still survive. If they mutate, it will be difficult to kill them. I always feel like something is lurking in the dark, and it seems like there might be some strange changes happening here. Clean up this place as soon as possible and leave. It doesn't feel good to me. Warehouse. Let me give it a try. How can a warehouse be easily breached? High-temperature spray gun. Hey buddy, there are so many things in the space. Uncle Yu relies on you. Boss, I thought you were going to do it yourself. I haven't done this kind of work before and lack experience. When Uncle Yu used to work as a security guard, he used to use a lot of tools. He was very skilled at this job. I can use this thing. We've done welding before. Zhang Yi, look there. There's something good over there. That is. I understand that the building materials are used to repair the Shishan base. So many. All of them are good military-grade items that are incredibly sturdy for building houses and carrying out fortifications. Now we have the materials to build our defense line. Move away, move away, move away. I have enough food and drink at home. Can you two divide the food and supplies in this warehouse? Zhang Yi, you should take the majority of these supplies. After all, you are the one who puts in the most effort. Without you, we wouldn't have thought we could win the Shishan base. And how much can the two of us eat? There are so many things that one person can't finish in 20 years. Boss, you should keep them for now. We'll need to come to you later to get them. I treat you as my own people. If you don't need to meet me, I won't forget you. Zhang Yi has something good to share with me. But it's not convenient for you to carry so many supplies, so I'll help you store them first. Come and find me anytime you need them. Okay, okay. It must be resealed to prevent anyone from picking up the leak. Fatty, please give it another push. Okay, we should go back now. Just killed the person sent by Chao Yu base. If there are any reinforcements in the future, it will be a big trouble. Hurry up and run now. If you can pass this matter, then pass it. Sanctuary. Zhang Yi and a few others went out on business and should be back very late today. Teacher Liang, why don't we cancel today's class? It's not a big deal if Zhang Yi doesn't learn Kung Fu for a day, but if I don't bring a day's worth of food back, those students will have to go hungry for a day. Oh, I really forgot about this matter. Teacher Liang, you must not have eaten yet. Why don't you join us for some food? No need, thank you. I'll come back tomorrow. Oh, I'm really sorry for making you go all in vain today. It doesn't matter, he also has his own things. I can understand. Besides, it's always the responsibility of the private tutor to adapt to the student's time. There's no time set by the private tutor. You guys eat, I'll go back first. Teacher Liang is truly a lovely person. Perhaps this is the stubbornness of warriors. If she makes a request, I can actually pack a meal for her to bring back. What's the worst thing if you only bring back one serving of food? Oh, why? It's better than going back empty-handed, isn't it? My classmates are not kind and generous people. If Teacher Liang only takes a portion of food, according to her personality, she definitely won't eat it herself. How will others divide it? It is impossible for more than 10 people to politely push each other over a meal. They will compete with each other, insult each other, and even develop into fights for that one bite. Teacher Liang is already struggling to take care of them, so he won't add any extra trouble to himself. Even if Zhang Yi left, he should have known that Liang Yu would come over before telling you that he did it intentionally. This must also be part of Zhang Yi's plan. Are you saying that Zhang Yi deliberately did this to intensify the conflicts among your classmates, increase the pressure, and make her realize the reality as soon as possible? Of course, Brother Zhang Yi couldn't have imagined this. Taking advantage of being busy with something to do and pretending to forget the agreement with Teacher Liang is actually an opportunity to create trouble for those guys and disrupt her inner turmoil. Brother Zhang Yi is too strong. That's right, this is indeed Zhang Yi's usual style. He's just too delicate. Every tiny movement actually has a deep meaning. Oh, I forgot to tell Liang Yu not to come find me today. That's the survivors of Shujia Town. At this point, they can only grit their teeth and survive, while those students are still counting on others' charity. Zhang Yi is right. I did overprotect them. This time, we have to confront them and immediately leave our comfort zone. Teacher Liang, why did you come back empty-handed? Tian Zhang Yi has something to go out with, so there's no food left. Let's go catch fish and eat. He never told us in advance when he went out. He's not at home, isn't everyone else? They have so much food, can we have some? People should not always think about blaming others, but rely on their own hands to obtain food. Teacher Liang, last time I went to chisel fish, I broke my hand and the wound hasn't healed yet. It hurts me so much. We can't do this kind of thing. We're not fishermen. Speaking of which, Yang Xinqin and Lu Ranmei are too heartless. Although we have been classmates for many years, they only care about their own enjoyment and ignore us at all. These are two despicable and selfish guys. 2 years ago, I even invited Lu Ranmei to have milk tea. She doesn't even want to help me now. It's really shameless. Look at what you said, our family and the Yang family are still distant relatives. Yang Xinqin is different. I didn't remember. Hee, a selfish woman is just a selfish woman. Let me tell you, I thought these two guys weren't good things back then, but now that I look at them, my vision is really accurate. These people indiscriminately splashed dirty water on the 2 children who almost died at their hands. What is a top academy? What is the difference between high-quality talents and scoundrels? Children of aristocrats in high society. Please quiet down. I have something to announce. In the future, I will go to a shelter to live with Lu Binmei, Yang Xinqin, and the others. We can't continue to get used to this group of students anymore. We must teach them how to survive independently. Teacher Liang, are you taking us to live in Zhang Yi's shelter? That's great. It's not like that. The only person in the past was me. You must continue to stay in this place and learn to live on your own abilities. Zhang Yi promised me that he could provide 10 servings of food every day, and I will also deliver it to you every day. Teacher Liang, you can't just leave us behind. You weren't like this before. Yeah, Teacher Liang, are you too selfish to do this? I have already made up my mind on this matter. You don't need to say much about it. Sanctuary. Teacher Liang, why are you? I'll let Xinqin and Huomei accompany you. As teachers and students, if you have any concerns, you can open up and say, "See, okay, thank you. Our recent life has been very good. Brother Zhang Yi is such a great person that he doesn't even let us do household chores on a regular basis. And he even set up a separate studio for me to pursue my hobbies. To be honest, I feel happier these days than at school. He saw your mechanical talent, silly girl. After we came here, life was indeed very comfortable. Teacher Liang, you also really want to come over, don't you? Xin, I should have left. Zhang Yi is right. I always protect those children and only let them develop dependence. But from the depths of your heart, Teacher Liang, don't you really want to move here to live? It's okay, Teacher Liang. Everyone has the right to pursue happiness. What you did was right. I am delighted with you all. The teacher has done a great job. We will support you no matter what you choose from now on. After Zhang Yi comes back, please help me tell him about this matter. Of course it is. Don't worry, Teacher Lu. With your impressive skills, Brother Zhang Yi won't refuse to let you join us. Don't talk nonsense here. If you take care of everything now and Zhang Yi comes back with other ideas, wouldn't it disappoint Teacher Liang? That seems to make some sense. Teacher Liang, Brother Zhang Yi is really nice, but he is very principled. He has very strict requirements for every member who joins the shelter. If you want to join us, you must be mentally prepared and at least accept one thing, which is to obey his orders. What requirements does he usually make? Although I don't know him very well, anyone with discerning eyes can see his relationship with Joker and Yangmi. Except for him, the other four in this family are all women. So when I come to the shelter, won't I have to? I'm too embarrassed to think about what will happen next. I don't think Zhang Yi has ever had any inappropriate behavior towards us since he and I came here. He is a very loyal man, Teacher Liang. You can rest assured. Honest and kind. In short, Brother Zhang Yi is not a pervert with a cunning mind. Otherwise, how could he survive in the apocalypse until now? What he needs is your strength. If I'm not mistaken, your condition for joining the shelter is that you must obey his orders during the battle. Okay, I'll listen to you. A few hours later. It's Zhang Yi, brother. He's back. Xin. What's wrong? Is there something you need to tell me? Teacher Liang is here. She plans to join us. Before, she was so hesitant. Now that she has come here voluntarily, may she have figured it out. What happened? Brother, your light fasting method and my persuasion have had an effect. Teacher Liang's relationship with those students has deteriorated, and she came over in anger. I got it. I have prepared the groundwork for you. You can make some excessive demands when chatting with her. Xin will help you persuade her. You're really my little sweetheart. Liang Yu is here, I'll go talk to her. You guys wait for me next door for a while. Teacher Liang, are you here? Welcome home, boss. What would you like to drink, beer or milk tea? Milk tea bar, put less sugar. Zhang Yi's brother Xin has something she wants to ask you to see. Oh, what's up? Xin, we're not outsiders either. If there's anything, just tell us directly. Can Teacher Liang move in with us? Oh, Teacher Liang is moving over. Don't joke around, didn't Teacher Liang always say that she has students to take care of before? Of course, I didn't say that we don't welcome Teacher Liang. She is beautiful, sharp, and powerful in combat. If she joins our shelter, she will also become a useful talent. It's just that I, Zhang Yi, don't like to force others to do things. He did invite me before, but after I said I wanted to go with the students, I didn't insist anymore. But as long as I have value in his eyes, there is still room for negotiation. Big brother, do you not know about Teacher Liang's current situation? Those students don't know how to feel sorry for Teacher Liang, but they refuse to do any work every day and only know how to suck on Teacher Liang's blood. It means that Teacher Liang has a good temper. If it were someone else, they would have given up on them long ago. They have no right to complain. Zhang Yi, I hope to come here to provide them with an independent environment to grow up in. Don't worry, after entering the shelter, I will abide by your rules. If it is useful to me in the future, just give me instructions. If Teacher Liang is willing to come, I would welcome it, but I still have some concerns about you in my heart. You don't believe me. That's not just that I'm worried if you can obey my orders like you said in the future. If it's an excessive request, I really can't agree. After all, I'm also a person with bottom lines. Teacher Liang has a kind and frank personality, which is your strength, but at the same time, it is also your weakness. If I stay, all you need is your strength. If one day you need to kill someone you think is innocent in order to protect the safety of our own people, can you do it? If it's for the safety of myself and those around me, I can do this, but if it's just to satisfy personal desires, I can't accept it. And according to my observation, although you may seem cold and ruthless, you are actually a peace-loving person. As long as no one else provoked you first, you wouldn't kill innocent people indiscriminately. Well said. That means as long as it's to protect our safety, you can kill anyone, right? I won't take action against my own people. Of course, after all, I'm not a demon either. How could I possibly target someone around me? If I really have to do that kind of thing, I will do it myself. First, bring Liang Yu over. As for those miscellaneous fish students in Xujiao town who are so dangerous and useless in the end of the world and die in accidents, isn't it normal? Anyway, they have bullied Xin and Huomei in the past, and doing so can still gain their support. So, have a pleasant cooperation. Welcome to join Zhang Yi's big family. According to the agreement, I will still provide food for the students in Zujiazhen, but you cannot bring anyone into the shelter. It would be great if Zhang Yaking could continue to support them, but my conscience can also get by. It's really naive. Those guys outside won't live long next. Let's hold a welcome party together and welcome Teacher Liang to join us. I'll go tidy up the room. Then Jaime and I will be responsible for preparing lunch. Miss Liang, do you have anything you like to eat? I don't mind, you can do anything. Well, that's good. What's going on? Is it my imagination? I always feel like they're a little afraid of me. There's another person here. We happen to have a meeting, so why don't you join us? What meeting? Council of War. Is there going to be another war? The Shishan base has been destroyed. Are there still enemies nearby? If a river in a place dries up and other tributaries have water, it will naturally flow over. Are you saying that someone wants to come and take away the territory of Shishan base because there is a power gap in the surrounding area due to the destruction of Shishan base? About it, I feel like at least people from other factions have already appeared nearby, but no one can predict how it will develop in the future. But we must prepare for the worst. Life is not a child's play. As long as we are well prepared, we are not afraid of any danger. If there is anything I need to do, just give me instructions. Of course, I won't be polite to you. Zhang Yi happened to have obtained some interesting information from the database of Shishan Base, which is detailed information about other forces in Tianhai City. I'll call Su Pengzi and Uncle Yu over. Let's listen together. Today we encountered two groups of people at the entrance of the base and some conflicts occurred, which may lead to retaliation from the opposing forces. Perhaps other forces will come to compete for territory and engage in war with us. So everyone, we cannot be too comfortable yet. We need to have the awareness of being prepared for danger in times of peace and remain vigilant at all times. Xin, let me first tell you about the intelligence of other forces so that we can have a clear concept and know which ones are potential enemies. Xin, let me first tell you about the intelligence of other forces so that we can have a clear concept and know which ones are potential enemies. 3 of these forces live in shelters like the Shishan base. Firstly, the base in Yangqing district controls the largest refinery in Tianhai City, which is their biggest advantage in terms of energy. The current leader is named Xiao Honglian, who has the ability of an alien and is suspected to be a flame. She also has a deputy named Zhuge Qingting, whose ability is phone. The specific ability is unknown. The second one is the base located in Chaoyu District, which is close to the East China Sea and controls all the shipping companies in Tianhai City. They can even use large ships to go out to sea. Wait. Is there a possibility for Xinqing to go out to sea at this time? Some areas near the coast may indeed be frozen, but the deep sea will not be frozen by such low temperatures, especially the closer it is to the equator, the higher the temperature. Ocean currents will bring warm currents around the equator, coupled with underwater volcanoes, so it is impossible to freeze all the oceans. Even if the temperature drops by another 100 degrees, the global surface will still be covered in ice, but there will still be water flow after the thick ice layer. The high salinity of seawater makes it difficult to freeze, and they also have icebreakers. As long as the ship is parked in the deep sea, it can avoid being trapped in the ice and anchoring. If that's the case, wouldn't it be possible to go fishing at sea or live in warmer areas near the equator? Based on current temperatures, the temperature near the equator is estimated to be around -20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Although it is a disaster for the local indigenous people, it is only equivalent to the winter in northeast China, and humans can still survive. Well, according to the intelligence records from Xishan Base, Chaoyu Base has the most abundant food and indeed relies on the sea to eat. However, due to the large amount of energy required by ships, there are interests between them and the Yangqing Base, which are also the closest among the major forces in Tianhai City. This pattern is this the logo of their base? Each of the four major shelters has its own logo, as their predecessors were all approved shelters built above. That means the people who were killed at that time were from Chaoyu Base. Keep looking back. The person in charge of Chaoyu Base is now called Wei Dinghai. The information about him is completely unknown, and it is even impossible to confirm whether he is a stranger. His deputy Qin Jingguan also has no information. It seems that their main battlefield is the sea, so they have less contact with other bases and conflicts with other forces are not significant. We have a conflict now. The last of the four shelters is located in Qingpu District near the steel plant of Tianhai Qingpu Steel Group. The leader of the workers' organization in the steel plant who controls this area now is called Xingtian. I'm not sure if this is his real name or code name. If a person's online name is Xingtian, it will be a good job, but if a person's real name is Xingtian, it will be a unique skill. There are some records about his abilities that seem to influence the power of those around him and make them stronger, but there are also no specific records. Qinger. Xingtian. The time for the end of the world to come is relatively short, and several major powers dare not rashly conflict with each other. They will not easily expose their abilities, so the intelligence they have on each other is very limited. The less information about the abilities of mutants as unconventional strategic unit holders is made public, the more effective it is in deterring them. After all, without knowing the true strength of the opponent, several sides balance each other and no one dares to act rashly. Xishan Qin Xinyan. Qingchuan Qingtian. Yangsheng, Xiaohonglian. Wei Dinghai Morning Rain. Tenkai. Another point is that, like the Xishan base, the controllers of the other three bases all rose to power by seizing power through force and eliminating the initial high-level officials. Each of these bases basically holds a very important strategic resource. Xishan base controls the military, Yangqing base controls the energy, Chaoyu base controls the shipping, and Qingpu base controls the steel plant. However, they do not have an army in their hands, only armed organizations, so in terms of combat literacy, they have a certain gap compared to the Xishan base. My heart has relaxed a lot. No matter how strong the other three bases are, they cannot be stronger than the Xishan base. We can even defeat the Xishan base, but we still need to be afraid of them. Although they may also have some armed forces, there is definitely a gap in quality compared to well-trained soldiers. The biggest suspense right now is the lack of intelligence on the mutants. Perhaps we won't know how many mutants they have and how strong their strength is until we confront them head-on. If possible, try to avoid conflicts as much as possible. Of course, if it really gets into a fight, we're not afraid of them either. Shinshin, didn't you say that there are a total of 4 major forces present? Besides these 3 bases, which other force exists? Is the last one the strongest? Is it possible that you are still hiding a big one? It's not because this force is stronger, it's just because it's more special. Baishue Church was established as a religious organization after the end of the world, and its predecessor was the niche religion Shunli Church in Tianhai City. After the end of the world, the cult leader Yuan Kongye awakened a power called Blessing, which can help other mutants awaken their power without any cost. Is there such a powerful ability in this world? After the end of the world, the Shinrikyo religion was renamed as the Byakusho religion, and the leader of the religion, Kagayahara, claimed to be the human form of the snow god. He claimed that this heavy snowfall was a cleansing of the human world by the snow god, and only devout followers of the snow cult could be spared. The influence of the Baishue sect is concentrated in the Tianfeng and Chanlan districts, with a large number of mutants under their command. The specific number is unknown, and the Shishan base has marked them as particularly troublesome opponents. Tianfeng District and Chanlan District are the most densely populated areas in Tianhai City, where preaching can indeed rapidly develop the scale of snow worship. After all, in the apocalypse, the development speed of religion is the fastest, and people all want to obtain spiritual sustenance. The situation is like this. Do you have anything to say? Uncle you're the oldest among them. You can tell me first. I think no matter how much influence there is in Tianhai City, it is definitely not wrong to be prepared to face the enemy. The urgent task now is to build the defense line. We have obtained so many weapons from the Shishan base, and they can only be put into use when they are deployed in a timely manner. The defense line must accelerate its progress, and no one knows when these forces will clash with us. I think the situation is very bad. We saw people from 2 factions outside the Shishan base. If they discover that the Shishan base has been destroyed, they may come to compete for territory. If we are affected, it could be a big trouble. Do you have any good suggestions? I think it's better not to leave casually, as we are still standing firm and clear. I'm afraid they might come over if we don't cause trouble. Be prepared for unexpected changes. We can't control what others do, can we? That's true, but if you have anything to say, feel free to say it. Everyone is discussing it, and if you say it, it may open up new ideas. Do we still need to go out and find some special materials for repairing the shelter? Before returning, the Shishan base can only build an external defense line. Although it's best not to go out now, the 4 forces we discussed only exist and have not engaged in large-scale direct conflicts with us. They dare not act rashly unless they confirm that there is no danger in the surrounding area. So it shouldn't be a problem for us to go out and get the materials as soon as we can get them in the next few days. Okay, big brother. Can you share my opinion? I think you guys are a bit too nervous now. Don't lose your judgment ability due to panic, just use Shishan base as an example. They control the most powerful permanent army in Tianhai City, but they still haven't completely mastered all the territories in Shishan and Lujiang districts. Other forces must be the same. And they also restrain each other and dare not expand rashly, otherwise their headquarters will be at risk of being attacked. From this, it can be inferred that we still have a considerable amount of time to prepare for future events. So it's always right for us to build our defense line earlier and be prepared. The defense line can be built first, but there is no need to rush into a state of alert. We should take this opportunity to collect more useful materials and bring them back. Brother Zhang Yi, don't you still need to search for materials to repair the shelter? Yes, according to the combustible theory, repairing the exterior walls of the shelter requires searching for many rare building materials, which can be quite time-consuming. Teacher Liang, Su Jiazhen also needs to prepare more food for preparing for war and famine. What I'm worried about is this. If there are really enemies attacking, wouldn't they be very dangerous in Shujia Town? You can't protect them for a lifetime, can you? It's better to inform them of the situation in advance and let them store more food to hide. Don't worry, I told you there won't be any enemies around here in the short term. If the enemy really comes, Su Jiajin will take the lead. It seems that she is planning to use a knife to kill someone. Can they help us build defensive fortifications together in exchange for protection? Have your students learned how to catch fish yet? If they can't catch fish again, the cold weather will be deadly. What kind of help can a useless person who can't even fish from the frozen river come over and help? The above statement is only our speculation. After all, the enemy may not appear, and maybe no one will come over. If that's really the case, that would be great. Since Teacher Liang is so worried, let me help you find a solution. If there is really a danger around here, I will temporarily allow your students to move to live near the shelter. Why are you looking at me with such eyes? Do you really think I'm a cold-blooded and heartless person? I really think so. Perhaps it was like this in the past, because back then we weren't companions, but now it's different. You are my companion and also my family, so I will definitely help you protect the people you want to protect. Zhang Yi, I really don't know how to thank you. Don't say those vulgar words anymore. In the future, as long as you do your part for everyone's safety, we can work together. As long as you obediently listen and let you kill whoever you want in the future, that's all you need to do. I will definitely do it. I have always misunderstood it in the past, thinking that Zhang Yi is a selfish and self-centered person. What arrogance and prejudice is this? In short, there are two urgent tasks. Firstly, to build a strong defense line centered around Young Manor to guard against potential enemies. Secondly, I will go out with the combustibles to search for materials to repair the shelter. In addition, no one is allowed to act without authorization or leave the vicinity of the shelter to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Just listen to you. Everyone, come over for dinner. It's like a dream. I never thought there would be a day when I could eat these delicious dishes again. It seems that Teacher Liang is really hungry. Ah. Oh, it must be because I ate too poorly before, and now my big fish and meat stomach can't take it anymore. It's okay, just take a break. Actually, this looks really good. What's wrong with the combustible? I noticed that your gaze was not right while eating. Big brother, it's okay. I'm fine. Why are you pretending to be mysterious? If you have anything to say, just say it directly. Remember that we are family and should not keep secrets from our own family, understand? Big brother, why did you agree to protect those students? They are very bad. You should have seen that those guys were not good people back then. After the end of the world, Xin and I were bullied very badly. Why do you have to support them for life in order to keep Teacher Liang? Don't worry, it won't be too long. The environment outside is so harsh, and these small fry will eventually freeze to death and starve to death, and I will also be prepared. Big brother is indeed a big brother who never disappoints me. It's better not to talk about some things at home. Let's go out tomorrow to find materials for repairing the shelter, and I'll tell you the specifics later. Okay, big brother, but where are we going to find the materials? There is a material factory not far from here that we can go and take a look at. Okay, then I'll go organize the list of materials. We need to prepare for the outsiders to take down those useless white-eyed wolves. Even if someone from other forces is not my follower, they cannot be so obedient and can only wait for fate. Afternoon. The materials will be transported here first. Uncle Yu, please pay attention to the joint between the ice bricks and the steel bars. Okay. There's someone over there. That's Liang Yu's student who stayed in Shujia Town. Haha, I'm so tired. At this point, these animals and dogs still can't change eating shit. Boss, what are you looking at? I didn't do anything. Why don't you take a break first? Teacher Liang, please stop first. There's something I want to apologize to you for. Why apologize? I used to think your students were selfish, but just now I saw them helping a poor girl. In the house at the east end of the village, your students are being helpful. Those students may be doing bad things to the elderly, weak, women, and children in Shujia town. I'll go take a look. In the past, we only found top-notch girls from Tianhai City. Now we can only make do with this kind of thing. Hurry up, I don't have time to waste here. I support you to live here, and you should do this to the people here. Teacher Liang, why did you come over? Teacher Liang, I am a young man with my own needs. I hope you can understand. Besides, I didn't force her to do it herself. Did I say something to you? Didn't you say there wasn't enough food to eat? Then you still use it to do this kind of thing. Teacher Liang, as long as you obediently provide us with food, won't that be enough? Why bother with so much? Anyway, you can only provide us with insufficient food. If we have to figure out how to survive on our own, then it's none of your business what we do with this food, right? You. Teacher Liang, can you go out first? Are you disturbing me here? Indeed, reality is very heavy, Teacher Liang. Have you always thought I'm stupid? Yeah, I'm really stupid, really. Don't blame me for showing you the cruelty of reality. I just think you should know the truth. What will you do next? I won't interfere. I respect your choice. Let me be alone for a moment. What's wrong with Boss Liang? What did she see? Her students are playing with women in Shujia town. If it's not coercion, then they are exchanging the food she gave for it. You're not interesting enough to be so explosive, boss. Don't you let me see such a wonderful scene. Your focus is on this. I suddenly feel that what I have been doing all along doesn't seem to have as much meaning. Liang Yu, are you okay? Sorry, I feel a bit uncomfortable today. I won't let go of work. That thing is not in such a hurry, at most it will be finished in 2 or 3 days. I came to take a look because I was worried about you. I'm fine, just take a break. Shall we just chat here? Come in and sit down. I know this incident has had a big impact on you today, but I hope you can look ahead and see that there is still a long way to go in the future. If you encounter any troubles in the future, you can talk to me. At least I can be a good listener. Zhang Yi, did you already think I was an irreparable fool? There is indeed a little bit, but I believe you must have your own reasons. I started practicing martial arts when I was 3 years old. Although I am a girl, my martial arts skills are not inferior to any man's. There are usually 2 paths for martial artists like us in the future, either to make a career as a celebrity in film and television, or to open a school and teach apprentices. But I don't want to choose the former. As for the identity of a female apprentice in the school, it has become a big obstacle. So later on, I chose a path that only a few martial artists would take, which was to become a bodyguard for them. Later on, you entered that place and became the most powerful bodyguard in China. Yeah, that was the most glorious and also the hardest time of my life. After becoming a bodyguard for a few years, Tianqing Academy poached me to become a physical education teacher and teach self-defense techniques to the noble children of Tianqing Academy. Unfortunately, that's all in the past. The apocalypse has arrived, and we have all lost everything, leaving me with only the responsibility of protecting the students. This sense of mission has supported me until now. I know that according to your style of doing things, you must think I'm particularly foolish, and I also want to live a selfish life. But if I lose even my last faith, I don't know why I have to grit my teeth and live in this world. Sometimes, do you put too much pressure on yourself? In the past, you were alone, but now you are different. We are companions, family members, and in the shelter, everyone is different from the students who dragged you down. If you need a faith, let us be your faith from now on. Let you become my faith. If you lose faith, you can rebuild a bond where we can all be your bond. Don't let yourself live so tired. I will feel sorry for you. Thank you. I'm much better now. Are you feeling better now? Someone said that speaking is indeed much better, but I am still very disappointed with those students. Perhaps they need to grow and develop again. Brother, have you taken down Teacher Liang? Almost done. I'm not very interested in you, Teacher Liang. Teacher Liang can also be considered a beauty, brother. You're not even interested and have such high standards. She's beautiful, but she's a bit troublesome. What I hate the most as a person is trouble. I don't know what those students have to worry about, holding the food she worked hard to get in Shujia town. Those guys are indeed capable of doing such disgusting things. I have already sung Red Face. Next, you can go sing White Face. It's better to make Liang Yu completely give up on those guys so that I can clean them up without any worries. Okay, I have to help my brother, right? After this incident, Liang Yu's attitude towards those students will definitely not be the same as before from now on. The next day. Do you want us to go with you? It's not good if we encounter enemies again. No need, I'll just bring some flowers. You guys stay here and continue building the defense line. Someone has to watch over your home. Lu Combustible is ready for battle. Please instruct the leadership. Mischievous Ghost. After putting on this outfit, I feel incredibly handsome. Clothes always give people the illusion, especially for women. Humph. Okay, let's go now. The environment outside is uncertain. Let's go early and return early without delay. You must be able to play with this thing, right? No problem. Brother, can you now explain to me the question from yesterday? You really dislike other classmates. Those guys did too much to Shinshin back then. It's not good for me either. To be honest, I don't want to see them, let alone live with them. As expected, it's just that she's a big mouth and it's not good to let Liang Yu know when the time comes. Don't worry, I also hate those guys. I will never let them disturb our comfortable life. Let those bastards live across the river, relying on their self-care abilities. Sooner or later they will starve to death and freeze to death. And maybe one day we will have conflicts with other forces, and they will accidentally have accidents. Of course, I promised Liang Yu not to touch them, so it depends on whether they have that luck. That's good. Big brother, Teacher Liang is a very soft-hearted woman. What if they encounter danger and Teacher Liang takes them to the vicinity of the shelter? Now it's the end of the world. Life is like grass and grass. Although I promised Liang Yu, even if she can't do it, she should be able to understand. It will depend on how you and Yang Xinshin behave then. You, Teacher Liang, love your students very much. I can't speak well, so why don't you put in more effort? I understand what you mean, big brother. You just want Shinshin and me to brainwash Teacher Liang. Compared to those unlucky children in Zujiazan, you and Shinshin are undoubtedly more favored by Liang Yu. How to please the teacher and make her love you more. I don't need to say more. Understand? Hongyuan Group's factory building. Vehicle. This kind of thing looks quite strange and can still run. Brother, what did you see? What kind of thing is this being changed? It's so messy that it makes people want to gouge out their eyeballs. I still underestimated their efficiency. That group of people has invaded the territory of Shishan base from the border. Kill them, but I don't know. Kill them, but I don't know the specific situation on the other side. It's too dangerous to take action. Big brother, the cost-effectiveness of the garbage modified by these people is too low. The maximum speed for driving cannot exceed 20 kilometers per hour. Moreover, the modifications were too rough and the fuel consumption was several times higher than that of a snowmobile. They were really generous and used foul language to deploy 3 vehicles. Wait a minute. You said this car consumes a lot of fuel, right? Yeah, these off-road vehicles are much heavier than snowmobiles. After the renovation, the weight has been increased and the fuel consumption is at least 5 times that of our car. Nowadays, it is difficult to obtain gasoline. In the past, even the Shishan base couldn't bear to use snowmobiles. The only luxury they could afford was the Yangqing base located in the refinery. It's their Yangqing base. It's almost crossing the entire Tianhai city from here. Flammable for a while, there may be conflicts. Be mentally prepared. Stop. This place has been taken over by our Yangqing base. Which faction are you from? You stay in the car and don't move. Don't misunderstand, I have no ill intentions towards this factory. You come first served, and I have no objections. I just need some materials. I hope it's convenient for you. Didn't it say that Shishan base has been destroyed? What other powerful characters can survive in a destroyed base? But his car is very good. Don't act rashly. People who can survive at this time are not ordinary people. Especially when facing so many of us, there is no sign of fear. It's definitely difficult to deal with. Notify the captain to come over. Let's talk about this matter with you after our captain arrives. Okay, I can wait. Someone entered the interior of the factory building using the same method as before by hanging a sling from the skylight. Someone has come out. Even if he's not an alien, he's definitely a powerful character. Who are you from Shishan Base? Captain Zhang Beihai of the Shishan Base Special Operations Team. It turns out that the captain of Shishan Base dared to bring only one person here. What, are you here to drive us away? Don't blame me for not warning you. The headquarters of Shishan Base has been destroyed, and your remaining strength is not enough to compete with my Yangqing Base. I advise you not to have dangerous thoughts. It's just a material factory. If your friends at Yangqing Base like it, you can move as much as you can. But now we also need to take some materials. I hope you won't stop us. Okay, but I only give you half an hour. Let's go. But what about our car? Can't we put it away? It's okay, they can't take it away. I will never easily use my abilities in front of others. What is this thing? Monster. Hit its eyes. It seems that it should be some kind of medication that can enhance combat effectiveness. Is this his ability? What? You are indeed a stranger. Let me show you my gun too. Cover your ears. Dispersed formation. The bullet turned in the air. Big Brother is really handsome. This is what you forced me to do. The tree desires peace, but the wind never stops. Although I am a pacifist, why do people always force me to kill? Big Brother, you're so amazing. So many people died without even touching your clothes. Although I am not a martial arts faction, I have consumed the power of so many mutants. To be honest, I am still quite strong now. Big Brother, what are you doing? Find something. Got it. Is this the stimulant used by the Yangqing base? It feels even more powerful than what Kuer gave me. Take it back and let Kuer analyze this thing. Maybe it can be used to save her life in critical moments. Copy out the data inside to facilitate the analysis of intelligence from Yangqing base. Big brother, they won't have anyone coming to reinforce, will they? The Yangqing base is over 200 kilometers away from here, and even with their large numbers and power, they have abundant fuel resources. There's no need to go to great lengths just for this. Let's go find the materials you mentioned and go back to repair the shelter. After that, we have to prepare for the possible outbreak of war in the future. You go ahead and drive a road first. This, that, and this. If it weren't for the factory building being too large, it would be better to empty all the materials. The war game is about to start again. Since we've all come this far, why don't we make good use of the upcoming enemy to solve the troubles in Zujiazhen? Today we encountered people from Yangqing base. Let's not tell anyone about this for now. Why? I just need to have a clear idea in my heart about this matter. I will restrain everyone from accelerating the construction of the defense line and prevent them from leaving the shelter area casually. I don't want to cause trouble for everyone, understand? Flammable. When I think everyone can know, I will naturally tell them. I understand now. Zhang Yi, you're doing this for everyone's consideration, right? It's good that you understand, brother. This is for you and everyone else. How's the material collection going? Did you encounter any suspicious individuals? It went smoothly without encountering any obstacles on the way. I've already mentioned that other forces need some time to stabilize the situation within their own sphere of influence, so how can they have the time to seize the resource points here? That's great. Otherwise, I really don't know what to do. Your concern is actually reasonable. Although I don't think there will be any danger at the moment, it is still necessary to take precautions. I don't mind letting your students move in when they encounter danger, but there's really nothing I can do about Xinxin and Combustible here. After all, the conflicts that had occurred between them in the past cannot be resolved in a day or two. It's unfair for Xinxin and Combustible to live under the same roof. That's right. Your idea also makes sense, but it's my turn to go. Why does Teacher Liang insist on having them move nearby? Whenever Xinxin and I see them, it reminds us of our time at Tianqing Academy. Do you know how cruel they were to us during that time? I don't want to do this either. It would be best if they could survive on their own in the apocalypse. If they get hurt under my nose, I won't be able to forgive myself. Let's not talk about this for now. It's flammable. We need to quickly repair the exterior walls of the shelter. You can go and mix the materials first. Zhang Yi, thank you very much. Studio. How long will it take to process these materials and repair the shelter? The damaged area of the exterior wall is only a dozen square meters. If we don't consider aesthetics and just reinforce it, it can actually be done in 2 or 3 days. I only require sturdiness, it doesn't matter what else. Well, I understand now. Can you handle it alone? Big brother, you all have things to do. Don't worry, it's a bit slow for me to do it alone, but it definitely won't affect the quality. Xinxin, it's me. Brother, wait a moment. Welcome back, brother. Xinxin, we encountered something interesting when we went out this time. Brother, you've been killing people from the Yangqing and Chaoyu bases for several days now. Oh my, what they have lost are all very important aliens. In this tense situation, they cannot turn a blind eye, right? Maybe they will kill here soon. I'm not afraid that those people are not my biggest trouble. Indeed, they don't have a special background like Chen Xinyan. They can't afford heavy ground-penetrating missiles, which pose little threat to the shelter. So can we take this opportunity to clean up the students in Shujia town? It's hard for any of us to resort to murder with borrowed weapons. After all, Liang Yu is still very useful to me. Signal jammer. Although it's a bit troublesome, it's still worth it for her. These are the satellite phones of members of the Yangqing base. Can you help me analyze if there is any important information inside? After transferring the data, please give it to me. It's useful. This is simple. Brother, I will analyze the data carefully and organize it before giving it to you. Well done. Yangqing District. The 5 people who escaped this time, the leader, were killed by us, 3 were captured, and 2 were brought back for your disposal. I was wrong. Please give me another chance. I promise I won't escape again. Don't kill me. Why did you run away? Even if you need to work here, at least I will provide you with food and shelter. Do you want to go outside and seek death? It was our impulse to ask for your forgiveness. Now tell me where you want to escape from here. Do you want to go to the territory of the Snow Cult and seek refuge with that hypocritical bitch? Please spare us. We can do anything. Didn't you guys come up with a new thing recently? The technical department has developed a collar that can be filled with miniature bombs. As long as the slave wears this around their neck, they can be executed directly the next time someone escapes. Then let me see the effect. How far is the effective distance? Once we discover the disappearance of a slave within 5 kilometers, we will detonate it. Not a single slave can escape. Now I'm giving you a chance to escape. If this collar doesn't explode, you can survive. You can pray for it. After all, it's a new product and the effect may not be as good. As long as you run far enough, the signal won't work. 10 minutes later. How is the situation? One successfully detonated the other, causing it to mute. Why is the technology department's product so poor? When will their technology reach half of that of Shishan base? I should also be satisfied. I, Xiao Hong, will keep my word and let that slave run away. I hope he has better luck and successfully escapes to the territory of the Snow Worship sect. But all the people in charge of this project in the technical department will be locked up in a small black room for 3 days. Leader, our technical personnel are not as good as the Shishan base, but there is no other way. In terms of weapon development, professionals are not in the civilian sector. When the apocalypse just arrived, talents were taken away by them. We had to select talents from nearby universities and research institutes. If it weren't for these damn slaves always wanting to escape, how could I have put so much effort into them? The hypocritical woman of the Snow Worship sect was just using them as bait. They really thought there would be a holy mother in the end times. As long as we can fiercely cut a piece of fat on the territory of Shishan base, we can alleviate the current pressure. To occupy Lujiang District and Shishan District, we must first stabilize the situation before accelerating the research speed of the technical department. We must stabilize the function of this explosive collar. Safety can be set aside for now, but it must be ensured that it can definitely explode. I see. How many of the vanguard troops sent out these days have returned? Basically, they all came back. Even if they haven't returned yet, they still gave us a report. Except for the team from the plateau, no one has returned yet and there has been no feedback. This guy doesn't agree with anyone in the base, even though he's already so old and rebellious. He shouldn't encounter any danger now, right? At present, none of the 5 major forces in Tianhai City dare to start a war lightly. We don't want to have a big conflict even when facing the bastards who recruit people to join the Baishu sect everywhere. So even if the plateau encounters people from other forces, they should give face unless what they are competing for is some particularly precious resource, so that the other party can break the tacit understanding and attack. All major resource points in Tianhai City have been occupied by our major forces. While the remaining resources are important, they are not enough to trigger a full-scale conflict over them. I am more at ease with other forces that do not offend me, except for the Snow Cult. Leader, we haven't found any trace of Captain Highland or anyone else. They even disappeared with their people and vehicles. What? No matter how arrogant the plateau personality is, I dare not disobey my orders and cut off contact with the base without authorization. Going to another place must have caused some trouble. Is there a way to find their location? There should be a positioning device on their satellite phone in the car. This is the most confusing part. We can't even find the positioning signal. They seem to have disappeared out of thin air. So the other party came prepared. They definitely didn't have a sudden idea, but had long wanted to launch an attack on our Yangqing base. Is the disappearance of the plateau just a signal of war? Who is Chao Yu base, Qingpu base, or Baishu sect, or is it a remnant of Shishan base? I think the location of the incident is closest to Chao Yu base. Why don't we contact them first and see what they have to say?